Welcome back, everyone. It is a Thursday. We are finally back with more tanks. My name is Susie Kim. This is Wolf Schroeder, and I believe this is day number 13 now.
Yeah, we're really getting up there, and we got some really good high-level matches coming at you guys today, but we're getting actually near toward these end of the round robin sort of stage. We've got a few weeks left, like 3 weeks left of that. So these points that we're seeing right now may make or break some of these teams.
Absolutely, and like you said, there's only 3 weeks left, and then on February 4th, we're going to have the playoffs. In fact, let's just go ahead and do the overview so you guys know exactly what we are talking about. So yeah, we started November 26th. February 4th, like I said, is the playoff day, and then we will announce to you when the APAC-ASIA finals will be, eventually at a later date. But yeah, we are on day number 13, tournament structure, best of 9s, as you guys must know already. We've been using 4 maps now, 2 games apiece, attack and defense, and it's been an 8-team double round robin.
Yeah, we're up to tier 10 tanks, which has been, a really exciting new sort of format, so we can see actually how the game is being played out with tanks we didn't see in competitive World of Tanks before. We also have moved the battle time up to 10 minutes. You get 3 points for a win, 2 points for winning a tiebreaker, 1 for losing in the tiebreaker, so you still get something, and you get nothing if you lose. So teams obviously trying to avoid that as we get into the most competitive part of this round robin.
Absolutely, and I think we've had a couple of tiebreakers so far in this tournament. Not as common as we would have liked, but definitely those tiebreakers, man, those are some exciting games, though.
They really, really are. And, we actually have seen big upsets in the past few weeks. We're seeing some of these teams do really, really well, surprising some of us a little bit. And by some of us, I mean of the fans as well. Like,
yeah.
Like surprising some of us, like I was not surprised, but she was surprised not. But we've got, again, like I said, cool matches coming up today. And I think they're going to be great. Yep,
so these are the teams that have been a part of our Gold Series for Season 2. EL Gaming, still a very, very strong force. And they have not lost a game yet, except for that one disqualification, but we don't really count that, I suppose.
That's right. Just an unfortunate circumstance there. I'd say we got the 2 new teams, PV Super Friends and Team Efficiency, both teams trying to avoid dropping back down into Super League. I said Team Efficiency, it's actually Super Noobs and Super Friends. Team Efficiency and Super Friends are trying to avoid dropping down to Silver. They're the ones at the bottom of the rankings, but Super Noobs, one of our 2 new teams, is actually currently in first place.
Yep, and yes, they have played more games than EL Gaming has, but we will have to check and see who makes it out as first place, who makes it out as second. But as of right now, Super Noobs on a pretty good win streak, and they're way up there. So yeah, these are our teams. We're going to be able to see 5 of them today.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So a big list of teams. Here are the rankings. Now, we talked about Super Noobs being in first place, but EL has played 2 less matches, so they could potentially catch up and, in fact, pass them if they get all 6 points. Looking at the bottom of things, like the scarier parts, is Team Efficiency, the Immortals, and Super Friends are down there at the bottom, but the Super Friends' most recent win, they jump up to 7, and Team Efficiency also picked up their second win. So those bottom 3 teams are also in scary places. Now, the big surprising result out of all this is Karen Tiger's position at 4 and 5 down at 5th place.
I am surprised, especially because Karen Tigers ended second last season, and they were showing, they were very, very good. In fact, they, B Gaming, all they wanted to do was beat Karen Tigers, and right now they currently are. They have played 1 extra game. It's only a 2-point differential, but still, that must feel really good for B Gaming right now.
Yeah, they also beat Karen Tiger in their head-to-head match.
Yep.
So they beat them in that sense. They're beating them in points currently, so that's really, really important.
Absolutely. And yeah, so today we're going to see Super Friends play. We're going to get to see Karen Tiger. In fact, we'll see Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. Horsemen doing a lot better this season as well.
Yeah, I would actually have to last season I would have never said this, and even at the beginning of the season I wouldn't have said this, but I actually favor Horsemen going into this, this best of 9, because I feel like they've been playing a lot better recently. Karen Tiger has had some off days. They brought Obelisk.
They did.
Last time on Monday, and he did play quite well in his SPG, but couldn't carry the team there.
All right, let's take a look at today's matchups. These are the teams that are going to be playing. First match will be Team Efficiency versus Super Noobs, and I'm going to have to give the favor to the Super Noobs only because they are ranked number 1. Team Efficiency have been looking a lot better in these last few weeks. They have definitely been pulling their weight, but we will have to see. This is going to be a pretty tough match, I think.
Yep, Karen Tiger versus Horsemen should be a great match. It's going to be like one of those matches that's definitely high level. Depending on what we see, it could be really, really awesome. It could even be close if Karen Tiger really brings it. The final match of the night, EL versus Super Friends, definitely going to be a big challenge for the Super Friends tonight. But taking even 1 or 2 games off EL Gaming, I think would be a huge win.
Oh yeah, I have to agree. EL Gaming, again, we saw them just looking on point on Monday, and we're gonna have to see what kind of game they are going to play today. But yeah, Super Friends, if they lose this, I mean, I think they drop back down to 7th or 8th place, and so they're gonna have to try their best to maintain their spot, basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, yeah, let's go ahead and talk about the very first team that we will be seeing, and that is Team Efficiency.
Dangerous and efficient, the name of the game for this team. We've got some really smart players on this team. I think this team has evolved a lot. They recently published an interview, in fact, on Wargaming's website about how some of their members really struggled to adapt to the tier 10 tank meta, but they are learning as they go, and I feel like they've made big strides and improvements even throughout just this season.
I have to agree, and with the new members, I mean, Nomad, Skell, Safi, Momoji, these are guys that haven't played before, and we see them time and time again, just getting better and better. And so, like I said, last few games we've watched them play, Team Efficiency have been taking games off of teams left and right. Team Efficiency beating Karen Tiger last week.
Yeah, that was a really huge upset. But I gotta say, Team Efficiency looking really strong these days. Building, tank compositions that we don't see all the time either, and making them work.
Yeah, and Super Noobs, I mean, as Wolf has been saying, this is they're just a very smart team.
Yeah.
And they obviously know how to utilize these tanks for the tier 10 meta, and especially NT-Lock, man. That guy on autoloader, you do not want to get in his range there.
When I watch the Super Noobs play, I feel like every player has a really specific role, and they do it well. Like Ironhide being able to block and zone, NT-Lock, the great autoloader player. Players like Tang on the IS-7, just kind of one of those players who's like watching, zoning. And Ricky, often on that tier 9. It's a really solid team. Hien as well, someone that really shows up. Sumbo. When I watch the Super Noobs play, I feel like I don't look at them like robots like EL, because they do make some mistakes, but the overall decisions they make and the speed at which they make them is really, I think, why they're one of the best teams right now. Yeah, probably number 2.
They're very creative. They're creative, and they do like to think on the fly. Not only do they think on the fly, they can execute just as they've planned. And sometimes you feel like, hey, look, they came in with this strategy, and now they have to change it, but they're able to change it on a drop of a dime, which is really impressive. So these are the maps that were chosen for the first matchup.
Yes.
We have Team Efficiency versus Super Noobs. First is going to be on Ghost Town, then Ruinberg, then Prokhorovka, and then on Mines, and of course, tiebreaker on Cliff.
Really interesting. Again, one of our rare circumstances where we have no Himmelsdorf in the map lineup. Probably banned by Team Efficiency, I would say, because I feel like they do better on the more open maps. And Super Noobs, I don't think they've even dropped a game on Himmelsdorf this tournament. They're really good on that map because they make such good decisions. I feel like their attack on Himmelsdorf was one of the strongest attack side teams because they're so clever. They know just how to break the A6 capture point. So if I were Team Efficiency, I'd ban it. So that's all I'm saying.
So good choice by them. I mean, if we know this, I'm sure Team Efficiency knows that as well. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Ghost Town, definitely a map that's been played quite a lot now in this season, and I'm very surprised to see how many different tactics and strategies have been really coming out from it.
Yeah, and we have seen this map evolve quite a lot. It used to be everyone rushes to 1 or 2 capture points and controls the zone. It was really strong for attack, but defensive teams have really learned how to spread the tanks and cover both sides.
Yeah, so it looks like actually both teams are pretty much ready now, and so we're going to go straight into game number 1. Game number 1 for Thursday has begun. It's Team Efficiency versus the Super Noobs. Team Efficiency will be on the attack first. And for you guys who weren't with us on Monday, you noticed that the tanks are different colored. It's going to be red tanks for the attacking side and blue camo for the defense.
Yep. That red attacking side, known as to me anyways, is the blood splatter camo on the attack. Well, taking a look at these tank lineups, we're seeing both. Not only Super Noobs, but also we saw EL on Monday using a lot of 215Bs in their lineup. So we're starting to see this kind of leak in a little bit more. 1 bat shot for Super Noobs, a 50B instead on Skell for Team Efficiency, and they're only running 1 E100 on the attack. So, leaning again a little bit more towards those 215Bs on this map. And the RU251 versus the Conquer.
Yeah, there is NT-Lock on that bat shot. I mean, he is dangerous on those autoloaders. So we'll have to see what kind of damage that he dishes out in this game.
We like to joke that he NT locks onto his opponents because once he finds a target, he does not miss.
Har, har, har.
Well, you know, gotta make the joke sometimes.
You do. I'm totally okay with that. All right, so already here we can see that Super Noobs trying to take positioning towards the middle of this map. They want to see if they could get a good view on base capture 1 and 2, which is smart.
Yeah, it really is, and it's important to have that kind of range of vision as well as controlling the space. If you look at the main map where you see the three FV215Bs, they're all blocking basically one roadway on the corner. Then they have the Conquerors blocking the only open space that's available right below this school, like on this little low ground here, where they're also protected. So basically any way Team Efficiency tries to approach, they are vulnerable.
You know, I realized any of the buildings on like the slightly elevated buildings, we call them all schools. It's like a school zone.
It's like, yeah, it is a school zone. Be careful, like there's the yellow signs with like the people crossing the street were removed, but it is very much a school zone.
Maw trying to take a shot at one of the Conquerors. Ironhide does avoid it.
Yeah, it's a very hard shot to make with the angle, with Maw being on the high ground having to shoot. He has to actually be far enough back to fire down enough, but then if he does, the Conquerors can just move back a little bit too. As you can see, like he barely, like he's grazed the ground there with that shot. He wasn't able to get them.
Yeah, but you know, at least they know these Conquerors are going to stay here. Last needs to be careful, make sure he doesn't get up high enough that he's caught out.
Yeah. Grift and Momiji, meanwhile, over here, look to perhaps threaten a base capture. Oh, Grift is on the E5. I didn't even notice that, actually. I was thinking it was 3, 2, and 5Bs on their team, but actually there's an E5 in there. That's interesting. So we'll just bring another one of those kind of middle-of-the-road heavy tanks, tier 10. So interesting choice.
So far, very quiet. Everyone just getting into their own positions and waiting it out. It's 7 minutes now on the clock, which is, you know, what we used to have in Season 1. 7 minutes was the start of the round, so it is now the start of the round, kind of.
Yeah. It's like it's in the old time we'd be starting a game like right now. Tanks would be driving out of the spawning location.
But,
so
yeah.
the key here is like as you're talking about time, like the attacking team always has the time against them. So they've basically lost about 3.5 minutes now without gaining much ground. It's not because the Team Efficiency is like really making huge mistakes here. It's just that Super Noobs have such good coverage. They're trying to find a chink in the armor. They're trying to find the weak point. And so far, no success on that front.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Team Efficiency right now, they're trying to see if they could just at least damage a couple tanks first before doing an all-in or before really going for these base captures. If they could position themselves in a way that they can start to chip down on certain tanks, it might be beneficial for them. But Super Noob's doing a fantastic job just staying hidden and not getting caught out.
Yeah. So as this game progresses, we do see that the closest tanks that are really able to perhaps threaten the base capture are Deathskies and Momiji. And I feel like at this point, because Maw has seen both Conquerors, even just briefly, I think that Team Efficiency knows that making a move, especially with Grifts in this close location, could be good.
All right, Safi trying to take some shots at Hien. They do exchange a few, and both of them chipped each other down, but really no benefit to either side at this point.
Yeah, Dexta hits Hien here, but the RU-251's shots are so puny, it doesn't penetrate. I feel like now is the time for Team Efficiency to perhaps even try to move on either the base capture number 2 and try to get some tanks in there and solidify that position, or try to eliminate the Conquerors. I think both options are solid. I think the better one would definitely be to pressure that base capture, but the longer they wait, the less time they have to work with.
Yep, and it is now down under 5 minutes left on that game clock, and I'm pretty sure they're feeling the burden here. They know that they need to do something, but again, Super Noobs just in a great position to keep their eyes on everything. Dexta is going to be the one on the RU-251 to start the base capture.
Yeah, this is smart for 2 reasons. One reason is they're not going to expect that RU-251 is in there, and they don't know which tank went in there, so that's kind of scary because they might be setting up a good position, even on the inside on the rim without showing other tanks. And the other thing is it's a small tank that is fast and will almost, it's very unlikely they'll actually be able to stop the base capture without getting closer. So really smart choice to send that RU-251 into that capture zone.
All right, and this has definitely caused Super Noobs to try to come out and play. Sunbow is going to take some shots, and yeah, you can see now members of Super Noobs are going to leave their positions and see how they can stop this base capture. 63 seconds left.
Yep, 60 seconds on the clock now, and Dexta just going to sit there and try to buy time for his team to force the Super Noobs out of position.
Oh, Momoji's going to come around that corner and see if he can get rid of some of those Conquerors. But while he's doing that, Maw is getting hit at from afar. Who's taking a shot at Maw?
I think it's actually one of the 215Bs, but looks like Ironhide is just going to simply go around the corner now, knowing the reload time of the E100. Again, smarts on this team on the next level. They know the exact count of that. So 2 shots on Momiji now. As soon as Momiji fires again, Ironhide can move in again. He's actually a bit too long, but still escapes.
All right, you know, Dexta is still in that base capture. There is 12 seconds left, 10 seconds left, and Skell is going to join him in there. Oh, but both tanks do get hit as the rest of the Super Noobs come out. The last goes down, Momoji goes down.
Yeah, a better trade overall for the Super Noobs. Team Efficiency has more hit points overall, but I feel like they are going to eventually slowly be whittled down here if things don't change. Safi is in a very vulnerable position as well, and he's most of their damage, so he needs to try to find another way around, but meanwhile his team is getting peppered away by all this fire.
I mean, Skell tried to get back in there, but no, he's way too vulnerable at this point. And Hien down low, Sunbow, oh, very low. He is going to get blown up by Skell.
Grift's getting low here as well. Tang might finish him off. There he goes.
Yep. Overall, this is, like you said, much better trade for Super Noobs.
Yep. And Ricky and Sumbo just going to kind of back their way into this position. Ricky's going to try to take a shot at Dexta if he pokes himself out. Skell, 1 round left, but I don't know if he's going to get to fire it.
He's also very, very low with 0 HP. Dexta and Skell go down. Safi is the last one left. And now, even though, yeah, he's going to be full rounds very soon.
He could, really he's burning, he's burning.
Oh, no, yeah, that's going to be the end of it.
It looks like he might just burn to death. Oh, he barely gets that repaired in time.
Yeah, well, Ricky's going to come around. Here you guys can see and just finish him off. Last shot. There we go. And Super Noobs will go ahead and take game number 1.
Very well played, very cautious play overall, I would say, by the Super Noobs.
Yeah.
Really zoning out the Team Efficiency tanks. Team Efficiency made the right choice to put that RU-251 in the base capture initially, but I feel like the choice was made so late that the Super Noobs were able to really respond and delay it a few times. If things went worse, like when they did it earlier, they would have more time to maybe reposition or do something different, but I think the waiting there and the uncertainty really came back to bite Team Efficiency. But it was a close game. Even the fights that we had, the trades were always better for Super Noobs, but it was very close. 1 or 2 more mistakes from the Super Noobs, and that game could have gone a totally different way.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, they did wait a little too long, but they were definitely trying to feel it out. They didn't want to make any haphazard movements, you know? And definitely you can tell that the team was talking to one another, trying to figure out what the best course of action is. But Super Noobs just 1 step ahead.
Yeah.
And, but Team Efficiency played that pretty well.
The scouting phase of the tier 10 meta that we're in right now, because we have 10 minutes, lasts a lot longer, sometimes even up to 5 minutes. And that's basically what we saw there before any tanks even really approached an attacking, aggressive position for Team Efficiency. We'd already passed that 5-minute mark. It was really about like 4:20, 4:30 before the tank even went in. So that is like something that's reasonable too, because we have more time. Because if you waited that long in the old tournament format, then you'd have like 1.5 minute left. Or even like about like 1.5 minutes left.
About a minute and a half, something like that.
So it's really just not like the wrong choice necessarily to wait that long, but I think that did come back to bite them. But let's see, because we're going to switch sides now going into game 2.
We are, and I believe they are definitely changing up the tank lineups here.
Yeah.
Team Efficiency is going to see if they can use a different lineup of tanks and possibly have better luck with that. But again, they're on the defense, and as we always say, the defensive team always has the clock on their side, and so, you know, if they play it out patiently and they position themselves as Super Noobs had, you know, they may be able to take this win. I think the game is ready, guys. Let's head into game number 2. Welcome, guys, to set number 2, Team Efficiency versus Super Noobs. Super Noobs did take that first game, and now they will be on the attack.
All right, let's take a look at these tank lineup, Susie. For Super Noobs, they're going to run still those 4 215Bs, the Batshot, and 2 Conquerors. And for Team Efficiency, they've changed it up quite a lot. They brought the E100 Tank Destroyer, the Batshot, 1 E5 again, 2 215Bs, and an E100. So basically the same lineup we saw from the Super Noobs last game. Like overall, very similar. And Dexta again on the RU-251, this time on the defense. Let's see how he plans to use it. Very aggressive scout here. But
Yeah.
Dexta always does that. That's like
He
his
does.
thing.
That's his thing on the RU-251. He just speedily tries to scout. Sometimes he gets a little too close, I have to say.
Sometimes even he does that on like the Batshot. I'm like, whoa, man, you gotta be careful. Or on the T-54 lightweight on mines occasionally. Antilog makes a shot here, misses it. And we saw like some conflict over here where the Conquerors almost arise, but looks like things have kind of slowed down as neither team really wanted to commit to the engagement. But notice that Super Noobs takes a completely different path than Team Efficiency in this second game. They're moving to the like northeast side.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. And Team Efficiency, I mean, they're holding ground. They don't have as much ground as Super Noobs did on the defense earlier. But nonetheless, they are in a good position where they're going to try to be able to get to base capture 1 or 2 as needed, basically.
Just had a random thought, Susie. Is it just me or is Team Efficiency like always red? Like I don't think I'm trying to remember Team Efficiency was blue colored.
Huh.
Like, and Super Noob's always blue. That's something, a cool consistency thing we have in our tournament. I'm just noticing. I'm like, oh, that makes it so much easier to like really.
I think they changed that as well because now the tanks are different colored.
Yeah.
That they don't need to swap the
colors.
size.
Yeah, the colors are still the same. I'm like, oh, this makes sense. Just a random thought. Doesn't have anything to do with the game,
I love it how they keep updating this UI to make it easier and easier for the viewers to view.
Yeah.
And
even for us to commentate as well.
Yeah, that constant care for the community and for the viewers, I think Wargaming does a great job.
They
on that.
really, really do. I loved their Christmas stuff that they did as well.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
really fun.
All right, guys. Again, anti-lock getting shot at from somewhere. We missed that, but he definitely got chipped down quite a bit.
Yeah,
He's at half health.
I'm trying to see it. It actually looks like it was the other bat shot, so I think it was Safi that took the shot across the way. Yeah, so he just took another one. And so I'm just going to move away here.
Yeah. Okay, 7 minutes and 30 seconds left. This is kind of like the last game where we're all just waiting and hanging out. But, oh, look, here's movement. We can see Super Noobs are going to try to come down and looks like they want to do an elimination.
They want to break the line here,
yeah,
it looks like.
They sure do. But Hien is going to get caught out. Oof, they are Death Skies and Maul ready to shoot, and they do.
This is Super Noobs' decisive nature really kind of showcased here, as they do like to sometimes go, all right, I think this is a weak spot, let's go in. But notice how, if it doesn't work, they never overcommit. They're like, well, we could just kind of keep fighting here and lose it, but they're like, no. Let's just be patient. Let's just move and attack from a different side.
Yeah, again, changing of strategies. They're just so creative, and they're able to just switch up what they want to do on the drop of a dime and execute it. Momoji is going to take the brunt of damage here. The last finishes him off. The E100 goes down for Team Efficiency.
Skell could do so much damage. They don't know he's there. He hits the last first. Ironic there. And actually nearly kills him. But they're actually now going to surround these tanks. And this could be lights out for Team Efficiency if they really don't put up a solid defense here.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Look at that surround. Maw, Death Skies, and Griffs really with no place to go. Griffs is going to be the first one to be targeted down. I think it's going to be Maw next, as Tang and the last also come around and try to join this party.
They found the weak point. This is a smart team that moves together, makes surrounds forces, basically like it's almost like I'm watching the Korean game Go, where you like surround circles. I'm like, they just surrounded these tanks and wiped them out.
They sure did. And even if Anti-Lock falls here, oh wow, I don't even think he will. Safi is the last tank standing, and with no rounds, all by himself on the bat shot, just 2 more shots and he's gonna be done.
It looks like he is basically out of luck.
Ooh.
Surviving with 69 hit points.
Doesn't seem to be very, the percentage of him being able to survive this is not very good.
It's now 0.
Yep, Anti-Lock goes ahead and finishes that off, and that is going to be game number 2.
So we're going to switch maps now. going to go into Ruinberg, a map that I feel like is similar to Himmelsdorf in that I find we don't see very many upsets on this map. Usually the better team always ends up on top. Attack and defense are very different on this map. I feel like actually, when I think about it, there are two maps where attack and defense is like wildly different for what tanks you want to choose and how you spawn and how you defend. I think that's Himmelsdorf and Ruinberg, because in Ruinberg, when you spawn on the attack side, you're like within the city and you have to leave, and the terrain is totally different from where you spawn as to where you have to end up.
Right.
Whereas if you spawn on the defense, you're like outside. You can either try to prevent the tanks from leaving, or you can set up a defense like in the bottom right corner of the map. There's a lot of different things you can do. So I find that usually the better teams on this map usually like dominate, and we do see the weaker teams sometimes. Like in this case, the underdogs are definitely team efficiency, even though they have been looking a lot stronger. We sometimes do rush strategies to try to rush base capture point number 2, get some tanks in there early, and that's something we could definitely see from team efficiency. Looking at the attack defense, it looks like
team efficiency is attacking first.
Yeah.
I really see them trying to rush down the middle into the small little village over on the right-hand side, the east side of the map, and seeing what they could do with that.
We're seeing like popularity of tanks change like drastically from week to week. Like we saw the Batshot, 2 Batshot lineup, especially from the Japanese teams, become really popular. That's kind of fizzled out a little bit. We saw it a little bit on Monday, and we're seeing like none of that so far, just on Ghost Town, but none of it so far. We're seeing 215Bs also getting a lot more popular. We started seeing them a ton more on Himmelsdorf. So I'm really curious to see how Super Noobs especially is going to conquer this map, like how they're going to tackle it tank-wise. And it felt to me when we watched the Ghost Town tank lineups, Team Efficiency basically literally copied Super Noobs' lineup for the defense. When they were on the defense, like they were like, okay, that was smart. Let's like try this too.
Let's try that out as well. I mean, maybe it's just a Japanese team thing where they take
the multiple Batshots, or 6 of them, you know, in some cases, or 7 of them.
Let's never talk about that again. That was one of my theory crafting things, and it was not a very good theory. And so, as we was proven, 6 Batshots, very
well, you
questionable.
know, I made a joke the other day where I was like, well, if the Batshots didn't have like a long reload time and they weren't weak, like we'd see like 7 of them every single game. And then like literally the next broadcast, I'm like, Karen Tigers are
doing this.
It did not work though.
No, it did not. So, yeah.
They tried that once on this map as well, if I'm not mistaken. Once on this map and once on Steps or Prokhorovka, I want to say, but yeah, no success.
But it looks like the Japanese teams really do like the Batshots. They like the multiple autoloaders. Last week, on Monday actually, rather, we got to see the new Czech tank. That one coming in as well, and I'm pretty sure we'll see more of it today.
Yeah, most likely, especially when we go into Prokhorovka, which will be our 3rd map coming up. And we saw it really, really popular on Himmelsdorf, which, well, we don't know what the maps are for the 2nd, 3rd series yet, but when we see that, pretty sure Himmelsdorf will sneak into one of those at least.
I'm pretty sure it will. All right, guys, it looks like we are going to head into Ruinberg, and the teams are ready, so let's get into game number 3. Welcome, guys, to game number 3, Team Efficiency versus Super Noobs. And Super Noobs have taken the first 2. Team Efficiency will be on the attack.
Really interesting lineup of tanks for Team Efficiency. They're bringing those 50-51s, the TVPs.
Yeah.
So they're actually going to make that appearance in this map. But also they're bringing 2 IS-7s. The IS-7s are a little bit faster than the IS-4s. One of my good friends in Korea, John, was telling me about how like it's basically just like more sustained speed, like more top speed. So they can, you know, travel the longer they travel, they get a better boost than the 4. So it looks like if they want to bring those IS-7s, they're probably just going to push them out very quickly to the south, the rest of the tanks, and I think they're going to try to basically team fight here.
All right, well, surprisingly, Momoji is the only one who's going to rush forward into the little town area on the eastern side, and he's going to see that everyone is there and getting ready. And, yeah, the rest of the team just down south.
This right track did get damaged here, so it's going to be tough for Momiji to actually escape. But
well,
I think
once he repairs it, yeah, he should be able to run back to the rest of the team, which is good.
Now, these T-54 medium tanks are going to go to the edge here, the out-of-bounds line, and they are going to come over here and try to take some shots.
But Dexta knows this because this is such a common position for teams to be in. Usually defensive teams will go here, and it looks like Dexta, you know, he's close by. He kind of expects it. Maybe they're going to be able to do something about it. And while this is happening, the 2 IS-7s are sitting in the base capture.
Yep. And as you can see, these IS-7s they lack mobility, especially when they're trying to accelerate. So it takes them a while to kind of speed up. They're on this grassy terrain. Oh man, Death Skies is basically dead here.
Wow, yeah, Death Skies is just going to get blasted. But while this is happening as well, Maw is in the other base capture on that Batchat. And they're going to just try to see if they can take down both. Maw and Ironhide are going to duke it out.
Down goes Skell. I think this is the rush strategy we were predicting, and I didn't expect it with IS-7s, to be honest, but it is not working. The position for Super Noobs is solid. They read this strat like a book and dealt with it very, very well. Now, the Czech tanks over here fighting the T-54s, it's not going to be a good fight for the T-54s, but Grips misses a little bit, actually.
He sure does, and he just rams right into it. Safi also is going to try to take something at all. Maybe he can take the last down with him?
Yeah, it looks like he's on reload right now.
Yeah, he sure is, but no, he doesn't even do that. The last at 31 HP.
Momiji, the last man standing on an RU-251. This looks like it's going to be a perfect clean sweep, 7-0.
Every single one of the Super Noobs are still alive, including the last with 31 HP, but that is going to be GG.
That was really clean.
Yeah.
That was like pretty textbook by Super Noobs. Like they saw the push coming, they saw the rush. Oh, that's what you're doing with the IS-7s. Oh, I see. They probably knew, like, even before I realized what the plan was, maybe even just based on the way they moved.
They saw the IS-7s, they're like,
yeah, like, I think, exactly. I think when they, like, press tab and see the IS-7 tanks, or in, like, the lobby, they see the IS-7 tanks, I think they're like, oh, I know what's up. I know how we're going to deal with this. They had a spread of all of their medium tanks and some of their heavies, and they used the 215B lineup again, similar to what they did on Ghost Town. Seems to be a stylistic choice that they like to do. We also saw that EL was bringing a lot of those to the table on Monday, and
had they not sent the Batchat up to the northern base capture and actually just went with the rest of the team, do you think it would have made a bit of a difference?
I completely agree with you there on that line of thought. I think it definitely could have been a lot more firepower. The positioning was the big problem, though. So even if it was there, it would have been an easier time, but not an easy time.
Yeah.
I think losing those IS-7s as quickly as they did with the position of their tanks, the Batchat couldn't have punished, because they were basically really well protected. If the Batchat tried to hit, probably would have missed most of his shots and would have on reload anyways. So I think the choice to go to the north is not a bad choice necessarily, but I would have preferred to see the Batchat supporting the actual battle.
I think so too, because the battle was going on, Batchat was just kind of by himself. Yes, he was up in the base capture and trying to capture it, but by then I feel like it was just a little too late and all the tanks were just getting obliterated and
it's really easy for us to say this in hindsight as well, because you never really know that things are going to go that badly quickly.
That is true.
And I think they expected the IS-7s would be able to hold their own for a little bit longer. Then maybe the Batchat kind of freaks Super Noobs out a little bit, and they send a tank to deal with that, and maybe the game goes a little bit longer.
Well, they did, and the Batchat kind of got the bad end of that trade. But yeah. Again, we're playing God here, right? Because we get to see everything.
That's right. The casters basically do know everything. We know all. When you're in game, all you want to be is the caster. All you want to be is see the screen, so you know what's going on.
Basically. So now we're going to switch sides. Looks like Super Noobs are going to be the ones on the attack, right? Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Super Noobs on the attack, and we are going to head into game number 4. Game number 4, we are on Ruinberg, Team Efficiency versus Super Noobs. And Super Noobs with 3 games so far, and they are going to be the ones on the attack this time.
Now, Team Efficiency did take a page out of Super Noobs' book again here to a certain extent, bringing the 215Bs now on the defense. And they're actually going to take up a similar formation to what the Super Noobs did. Super Noobs are bringing with them those 2 TVP tanks. But Team Efficiency is bringing 3 this time, and Mobiji again on that RU-251. Really liking that today. And yeah, that's about it. 2 E5s for Super Noobs as their other heavy tanks in the lineup. And actually, they teched in like an Object 140. That's Ironhide on that, so interesting choice. It gives them a little bit more mobility.
All right, Sunbow already take a little bit of damage. I'm not sure where or what happened just yet. Ricky driving through the base capture. I don't even think he's going to stop to let it count down. But it does allow Team Efficiency to know where these tanks are. They're rushing, and you know what? From the look of it, Super Noobs, they're going to spread out along the eastern side road that runs north to south.
Yeah, it looks like they want to brawl, actually, and this is going to work to their favor because 3 tanks are missing in the middle of the map.
Yep.
It's not going to be like a straight brawl, but they're really trying to engage with the numbers in their favor.
Yeah, I really like this, how Ironhide and NT-Lock, they're way down the road, but obviously we know Super Noobs have very good accuracy, even from afar. And so they're going to try to stay away, hide a bit, perhaps take some tanks down.
This is still looking pretty good for team efficiency because Super Noobs didn't get into an awesome position. And it was, it took them a while to get here, and now that Team Efficiency has got the rest of their tanks back, they've taken much better trades. Sumbo looks like he may actually die here.
Oh,
down he goes.
There he goes.
This is not like a lost game by any means for Super Noobs, but I think this is the first time in this series Team Efficiency's had a huge advantage.
They definitely have good positioning for this, and that's why fighting here in this village area is so good. It's because you have so many things you can hide behind and utilize it for your advantage. Scale, however, right now just gets surrounded by 4 members of Super Noobs. He's definitely going to go down.
I mean, Super Noobs are basically drawing lines around the Team Efficiency's tanks, like finding the weak points, surrounding. This actually puts them on a 1-tank lead currently. They are very weak, many of their tanks, and if they had an autoloader really besides these TVPs, they could really punish this position.
Yep, well, there goes another member and yet another one.
They're
Team
all
efficiency.
isolated, you know? Like,
yeah.
There's such good positioning, such good movement by the Super Noobs.
And it's nice that when they move together and they're able to focus fire from different angles, it really throws off the opponent. Griff's is going to be the next one to fall. It's Maw and Death Skies left now, and it doesn't seem like the game is going to last any longer. That's going to be it. Super Noobs go ahead and take 4 wins in a row, and we are on match point.
That's right, 1 win to go as we go into now Prokhorovka. Wow, like if you can make a 4v1, like if you have, like it was in that moment it was 7 tanks versus 6 tanks in the favor of Super Noobs, but the health value,
yeah,
it was like a 3,000 health HP advantage for Team Efficiency. But it doesn't matter how healthy you are if every time your healthy tank fights a 1v4, you lose that fight, Super Noobs rotate around and fight another 4v1 or a 3v1 or even a 2v1. You know, you win a lot of small fights like that because your positioning and your movement is so crisp. And the Team Efficiency tanks, there's no unity. Like one tank's behind this building, one tank's over there behind that building, and he can't help his friend who's being like mauled 4v1. And by the time he's around to help, then he's surrounded and then he's dead. They really abuse the positioning of those buildings quite well.
It reminds me of how EL Gaming plays, actually, where they, at the end of the round, you can see that all their health bars are, way down low, but they're still alive, and they're still able to go ahead and, 2v1, 3v1 different tanks, and that really helps, that kind of unity, like you said, that unity, that synergy where the tanks work together.
Yeah.
I think that's very important, and Super Noobs definitely showed us that they are able to do that.
They've done it. They did it on Ghost Town as well. That's the kind of team that's the kind of play that makes a top team. It's not to say that Super Friends, or excuse me, Team Efficiency, I'm like all over the place today. It's not to say that Team Efficiency did not work together well and was not communicating well. It's just that Super Noob's strategy forced them to be out of position, forced them to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Super Noobs is able to analyze the position of all the tanks if they have all the information, and then force those situations consistently. That's why I keep quoting them like the smartest team in the league, because they know how to make this situation happen so quickly. And their accuracy is pretty good, and that kind of seals the deal.
Mm-hmm. All right, well, I think the tanks are picked and the map is loaded. This could be match point if Super Noobs just keep playing the way that they do. I mean, I think this is going to be a very quick series, but yeah, I think we are ready to go. Here we go into game number 5. Set number 5 here on Prokhorovka. This is Team Efficiency versus Super Noobs, and Super Noobs is match point. They are going to attack first, and let's take a look at these tanks.
All right, taking a look at these tanks. 3 Object 140s.
IS-7s.
Yeah, IS-7s again. Weird on the defense. Like, on Prokhorovka.
On Prokhorovka, that's what I was thinking too.
Let's see how they use this. Because IS-7s can hold their ground at the, what's the word I'm looking for? At the, crux of these railroad tracks where, the tracks are at the smallest point. They
Right
can
in the
actually
middle
control
here.
that zone a little bit, but they're actually going to the west side of the map instead. Maw taking some serious damage here.
Wow, Maw, be careful. He is on the 251 again. Like we said, this is the one that likes to scout, just run around the map a little bit.
It's really interesting to me that Momiji is not on the RU251 this time, and
You know,
in fact moved to IS7.
Yeah, they've been switching off. Dexter was on it first,
Yeah.
and now Momiji. And Maw wants his chance on the RU251 as well.
Really interesting, like how every member is flexible to switch around tanks like that. Because usually on a team like this, you have someone who plays like a role. Like Ironhide's role is to usually be like the big heavy tank. Sunbow is usually like one of the supporters. Like
Anti-lock
on
on the
yeah, anti-lock on the autoloader.
autoloader.
Like he is in this game as well on that check autoloader. So it's just kind of how it
And
goes.
it's usually Hien for them, the guy on the tier 8.
Yeah.
Now, everyone, for most of the team, most of the tanks are here right in the middle of the village, almost smack dab center of the map, where the railroad tracks are the most flat.
Yeah, and the IS-7s are actually not quite, you know, up at the front. They're just covering that area where I expected them to be. They're zoning out a lot of these tanks. There's like 2 big engagement points. The other one is on the north
we
of the
have
map.
north. Yeah, we can't really
Ironhide's
see
over there,
it.
but I don't know exactly what he's doing and why he's not dead. Like,
We can't really see it, like we said. But right now we can see here the base capture has started. I believe it is Hien in that base capture on the 251.
yep.
And
Just putting some pressure on.
yeah, but Super Noob's doing a really good job of not letting Team Efficiency just come over and stop this base capture.
Ironhide is trying to get a shot here. This is the funny part of Prokhorovka, like this always ends up happening. It's a very well-made map. I don't know like personally whoever made this map, but I think he's probably pretty smart. This is like creates such awesome tension, and there's so many different things you can do on both sides, but both teams are just gonna play it safe for now.
So this is the party up north, huh? Right here.
Yeah.
We got Griffs and Dex on one side.
Yeah, that's why nothing was happening earlier. I wasn't sure, but now I can see it. Ooh, Sambo gets a free shot right on the edge.
Very good. Skell needs to be careful. But yeah, Momiji decides to take that opportunity. Now they know Sambo is on reload, so they're just going to come in and see if they can shoot him down.
This is a great opportunity for Team Efficiency to get 2 kills here. Unfortunately, so good accuracy. Ironhide on the other side of the map takes a shot. Death Skies is now actually trying to push down that RU-251, but look at how many shots were sent from the other side of the map to support this.
Wow, Maw does go down, and it looks like Hien does, so Hien can't capture this base anymore.
Oh
but
my god.
So does Momiji and Death Skies, oh dear.
Look at how this lines up. Tang almost saved Sambo because of his movement. He almost was able to block that shot. That would have actually been, they would have had 6 tanks alive if that actually happened.
Oh gosh, and as Skell is waiting to take his shot, he's just getting attacked at from behind. Safi is the last one left on reload. And he has 4 tanks he needs to take down.
This was not going to be an easy feat.
No, not at all. Anti-Lock is on the move. He wants to go find Safi. He's like, you are the other autoloader guy. I want to get rid of you.
He's like, let's 1v1. No cops.
He's on the other side of the train tracks.
He's like, 1v1 me, no consumables on the train tracks.
Oh gosh, but
down he goes.
Down he goes. Super Noobs, they're going to take 5 games and win the first series.
Absolutely. So really well done by the Super Noobs. Not a super surprising result, but Team Efficiency definitely held their own. A few of those games they absolutely could have won. Their second game, in fact, on Ruinberg, they were like massively ahead even. So really good play by both teams, but Super Noobs the favorites here. Going to pick up 3 more points.
I got to say that. They do pick up 3 more points, which allows them to continue making that gap larger between EL Gaming for that first place spot. But we are going to take a 10-minute break now, and when we come back, we will have Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. So we will see you in just a little while. Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you had a good 10-minute break and enjoyed those videos that we play on the stream. My name is Susie Kim. This is Wolf Schroeder, and we are back now for the second series of the evening. We've got Karen Tiger versus Horsemen.
That's right, and this one I think would be the best matchup of the night, I feel. Like the third matchup is definitely like one of those things where it looks insanely one-sided just looking at the team names. We get to see some sick EL play though, so look forward to that later. But just the second matchup itself is really, really awesome because Karen Tiger and Horsemen were like, I'd say they're kind of opposites of each other now. Last season, Karen Tiger was like significantly better than Horsemen, but it would be a good series. And now it's like the opposite. Horsemen seems to be significantly better than Karen Tiger, but still going to be a good series. And can Karen Tiger show up today and beat Horsemen? You know, that would be a pretty big upset, I feel, for this season. All
right, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the team roster for Karen Tiger. This is Karen Tigers with the blue eye. I think that's Karen, actually. I haven't ever asked them. Maybe her name is Karen.
Well, it's cool because she's Karen with a C, and that's like a totally different thing in
That's
itself.
a whole different Karen.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Karen Tiger, I mean, this is a team, like we said, looking really, really great last season. Polly being their captain, Aki, Dekomori, Pitsit, these guys consistently showing up. We got to finally see Obelisk on Monday, which was really cool because I know he's been away for a while, but I'm assuming he's back in Japan now and being able to play. And he did really well on the SPGs.
He was really impressive on the SPGs. He didn't always play on the SPGs. He was often playing the filler Tier 8 tank, just like we saw him do last season. But he looked decent, you know? Like, he looked like he had not deteriorated at all in his form. So he definitely probably practiced in America while he was over there. There's a lot of good American World Tanks teams, so.
Oh, yeah. There's plenty of them. So then here's Horsemen. Horsemen, the other team, these guys have been looking fantastic this season. Right now already, they are in, third place? They're right under EL Gaming. That is something. The guys that we always see quite a lot, Feluso, Colin, Gorilla, we get to see Sidonia, Tommy, and Dark DH Master, actually, who is a new addition to this team.
Yeah, it's really a great lineup of players, and they've really like beefed up the skill. Like the decision making is better. It's like it almost feels like Horsemen were not as comfortable with the Tier 8 tanks, but look really good on the Tier 10 tanks.
Oh, that makes sense. Maybe they've just been practicing Tier 10s quite a lot more than the Tier 8s. You know, and with the Tier 10s, we just get a lot more variety. And so
way more variety.
Yeah, and so these teams, and especially the Horsemen, just being able to find the tanks that work for them.
And last season, around this time of the season, like every map was figured out like to the tanks. Like it's like, okay, we're going on to Himmelsdorf. We got 3 IS-7s, we got 2 50Bs. It's like it was the same thing every single time. Whereas on this meta, like things are different from Monday to Thursday. What tanks people are playing, and everything's changing. A new tank came out, the Czech tank, and it's like just things keep changing. And I think that's what Wargaming is really trying to push with this new format. And I think it is working. I think it is a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's quite. You're right. Oh, except it was the IS-3s and the 5100s, right? We would always see the same
like
ones
every time. It's like
over.
It's like one game there's like only one 5100. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy.
That's different. Yeah. No, I really do enjoy the fact that we have all these different tank lineups now, and each team really figuring out what works for them.
Yeah.
And who's good on what tank. So
like the viability, the amount of viable tanks in this meta is like way more extended. It's not like there's one auto lure that you have to use. Like, well, you could use a 50B or a 1390. You want a 215B, or maybe you were thinking about bringing in E5 because they both serve similar purposes, but there's like subtle differences between the two of them that makes it so you'd want to use a 215B on Ghost Town, for example, but you want to use an E5 on Mines. So there's like a lot of really cool compositions that you can build, but it doesn't mean you have to use an E5 on Mines because you can use 215Bs to serve the same purpose.
All right. Well, here are the map picks for this matchup. We've got Mines. First snap. Then we have Himmelsdorf, Ruinberg, Ghost Town, and then again, tiebreaker on Cliff.
Sounds pretty good. Sounds like about right. Hang in there, Susie.
Sorry about that,
It's really
guys.
cold here in Korea. People getting sneezes.
Oh, yes, we are. And I've probably been sick for the last 3 weeks, actually. That actually hurt my lungs, guys. I'm so sorry.
I hope you feel better.
Oh, anyway.
But yeah, Cliff is a tiebreaker map, as you would expect to see. This lineup of maps is unique because of the order of it. Like normally Ghost Town is like towards the beginning, and then
Himmelsdorf, Ghost Town usually together, right?
And then Mines is usually like the third map, so this is weird because we might not see Ghost Town at all.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna see Himmelsdorf 100%, and I think we will see Ghost Town. I do not think this is gonna be a 5-0.
Between these two, I think Ghost Town is definitely, I think so too. But it's funny because they probably put it on there as a make it or break it map, right?
Yeah.
So whoever is stronger on that map is going to have the upper hand. And yeah, so Karen Tiger and Horsemen, I think they are in the lobby now. Everyone's
in. Now, we haven't seen a Horseman yet since the new Czech tank came out, so we'll see if they like it or not, if they're really playing that a lot.
I'm trying to see when's the last time we saw them. It was probably last week. Yeah, we saw them last Thursday when they had banned it because of the new patch, but starting from Monday, it's fine. So, all right, guys, it looks like the game is loaded. Let's get into set number 1. All right, guys, here we are, set number 1 on Mines, and we have Karen Tiger. They're going to be the ones to attack first.
All right, so looking at the lineups, the tank lineup for Karen Tigers as well is very Japanese. We've seen tanks do this a lot, or teams do this a lot. They've got 3 heavies, IS-4s and IS-7, then also running multiple autoloaders, 3 of them, and is Skoda T50.
Skoda.
I'm not even sure what that tank is, to be honest with you, Susie. It's a new one, and we'll see how it performs. Meanwhile, for Horsemen, their tank lineup is insanely standard with the addition of those 2 Czech autoloaders, the TVPs, and a 1390 to close
All right,
things
well,
out.
the Skoda T50 is a Czechoslovakian Tier 9 medium tank.
Okay, so that and the AMX-30.
It's basically the TVP, but lesser.
Yep.
Oh,
all right,
gosh,
this is gonna be
already the brawl has begun.
a big fight here. And Aki taking quite some damage, but otherwise, you know, it's a pretty even trade. Aki actually may get focused down if he doesn't get out of there, or Pitsit doesn't block for him.
I'm not sure why Aki hasn't moved.
Or why Pitsit isn't blocking for him. Like, that's driving me crazy. I'm like, dude, just drive up a little bit. You block him.
Okay, Hawami from afar. He's going to take shots at Colin.
Damn, that tank does a lot of damage, Susie.
Aki does go down. I mean, we kind of expected that. He was just standing there.
That Skoda does some damage. Oh my god.
Ooh, that's it's the TV. It was the TVP, but just the Tier 9 version.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't expect a Tier 9 to output that insane amount of damage. Now, Opalus himself, we like to talk about Opalus on this map. I expected him to even maybe try an SPG again on this map, but he's actually running the AMX-30, which is like the lesser version of the 50B. Not a very popular tank, but sees some play.
That was really well done. Very accurate hits there. One by one, they're just kind of...
They're trading very evenly here, both teams.
Yeah, they are. Right now, Karen Tiger seems to have the upper hand. But yeah, just one by one, they keep going back and forth. Karen Opalus goes down. It is a 4v4 now.
Yeah, it really is. And those 2 tanks for Horsemen being out of position is really hurting them right now and allowing Karen Tiger to do some free damage. I think that actually might have cost them the game here. They are going to eventually come back. Let's see what Spencer can get done here.
Spencer and Archon, they're both going to come up.
Killing that Skoda would be the primary target, I think, first. They do shoot it down twice.
Yeah, they're definitely aiming for that. Skoda does go down.
Now, Modame is in a position to help block for these tanks. The key here now, the next move now that the Skoda is gone, is to kill Shinoza, because killing those IS-4s is going to take an incredibly long time. By the way, we have Dark DH Master in here. Not always seeing him, but
yeah, he's back in this lineup.
Yeah, that's cool to see.
He's got full rounds. He wants to see if he can make that good shot. Obviously, right now it's very crucial. They're pretty even. Karen Tiger does have more HP, however.
Yeah, and one of the key things to always keep in mind in a situation like this is Horseman is on the defense, which means they don't have to force the issue. They just want to be very aware of what Karen Tigers is doing. Karen Tigers will likely be the first to make one move, and probably what that's going to be is Shinoza trying to get vision of somebody and basically taking them out before anything can happen. 2 of the tanks for Horsemen are basically dead, so they have to be very careful.
I was just watching Faluso's health bar. I think he's trying to make sure that he can stay alive.
He bumps into a tree too hard, he's going to blow up.
All right, Shinoza just being very cautious here. He's the damage dealer at this point.
Faluso may actually see him, and in fact did, and shot him.
Yes, he did.
That's one small victory. Shinoza, again, so crucial. So crucial.
All right, well, Spencer has moved back over to the Lighthouse side now.
Oh, this game may be decided by a timeout. Like, there's no reason for Karen Tigers to, they have to eventually move, but there's no reason for them to rush it. And the Horsemen are definitely never going to try to just attack here.
Yeah, Horsemen can just sit there, and that's fine. And especially having Spencer all the way on the other side, he can take some good shots, but possibly just be able to hide the whole way through.
Pitset knows where Faluso is in general, and he has the Sixth Sense going off as well. He just doesn't know exactly where, so he takes a blind shot here.
Yeah.
Ooh, Dark DH is now under fire from Modame. Archon needs to come help out. Oh, look at that. Faluso goes down. Dark DH Master probably be the next to fall. Oh, misses a shot too. That's huge.
He does. Modame is going to take a shot at Dark DH Master. He does connect.
Very well done by Karen Tigers
from behind,
here.
Shinoza is going to see if he can finish off the job. He's got full rounds, you know, so boom, he does. It is now Archon and Spencer who are left. Karen Tiger need to secure this win by elimination.
If Shinoza goes too far here in the 1390 supports, they could win this fight. That's the only way they're going to win it, though. And he misses even. I don't think it's possible. Modame could even go down the hill and try to surround him here.
I think he might.
He's going to. He's going to. Here he comes.
Gosh. Oh, boy.
Smart choice. Archon going to try to finish him off first, but with Shinoza nearby, there's no way this is going to work.
Yep. Modame does go down. Archon is down to 72 HP. Pitsit says he'll take care of it.
The ammo rack is damaged. He's trying to reload. Pitsit being sniped by Spencer, meanwhile. They didn't take him seriously. Down goes Spencer. Archon the last man standing, but versus Shinoza, there's no way he can win. There's no way he can win this fight.
I don't think so either.
Oh my god, Susie. What if Archon does it?
Then I would give him a cookie.
Hand delivered?
Hand deliver him a cookie.
Oh my god. Oh
I mean,
my god. He only has 2 rounds left.
They're in Taiwan, right?
Yeah.
I am headed to the Taipei Game Show at the end of this month. And
so
maybe I could hand
oh
him
my
a cookie.
god,
no
Susie!
Way.
No way, this could happen.
No. Archon is now reloaded. He needs to run away. He's going to get blown up. But he almost did it. I might still give him a cookie.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That game was crazy.
Okay, well, Karen Tiger, despite having that, who was the very first tank who just sat there?
Sat there? Oh, and died?
Yeah.
God, I want to say Shinoza? No, it wasn't
No.
Shinoza. Shinoza was the one who ended
last
the game.
guy, yeah.
He was on my mind. Hiwami, maybe?
No, I'll know in just a second. But
okay.
I mean, considering that loss, because I feel like that tank was basically given away. He just sat there the whole time. Karen Tiger doing really, really well.
And then Horsemen also, with some of their tanks at the end there, making all the right choices and having insane accuracy and nearly winning against all odds there. That was crazy. Really, that was Spencer on the 1390 that almost won them the game. He sniped 2 of the IS-7s. And then almost won by like perfectly positioning himself.
Him and Pitsit basically shot at each other at the same time, but blew each other up. And then it just came down to the autoloaders. But wow, that was pretty ridiculous.
Ridiculous indeed. So that was a fun game there for game number 1, a bit of a longer one.
Yeah.
For Mines. It's hard to say, you know, after watching that game, like who to favor, because I feel like it could still go either way. And I think that like Horseman might tie this one up right now as well. It's very possible.
It's definitely possible. The 2 of them just seem to be very neck and neck. I guess it depends on what kind of tanks that they decide to use and if they're going to brawl right away, again, like they did last time, because it just seems like a free-for-all at that point. Mine's not exactly the best for positioning, in my opinion. You know, less so than, let's say, Cliff or any of the maps with the buildings on them, right?
Yeah.
So when they get to the foot of the mine, it's kind of like everyone just kind of shoots at each other.
Fair game.
It is fair game.
I think like both sides have a distinct advantage from each other. Like the defense side can get to the high ground faster, but the attacking side can get to the battle in general faster. So like if you can control the high ground with like autoloaders, we see teams try to do that and like rush up that little like pathway. But if you're on the attack, or you know, you can like get there first, and then you can sometimes kill those tanks if they're going. If you have perfect accuracy, that's why no one ever tries that versus EL, because like nobody ever survives. There's nobody ever on EL has ever missed a shot, like ever.
Ever? Well, again, I keep telling you, they're robots.
Like, does the computer lose in 1v1 chess? Like, no, it doesn't happen.
All right, so I think they're definitely changing up tanks now. You can see both teams are picking them right in the lobby. And yeah, I mean, do you think it'll be a slower game?
I think so. I think it's going to be really similar to last game, just slow, patient, some trading at the brawl point, like the mine. And I don't think we're going to see a freebie kill on the tank either. So I think it's going to be maybe even even longer game than the last game. So we'll see. It could go either way.
Oh, it was Aki.
That's right.
It was Aki who just kind of sat there.
I think it was Modame who could have protected him but did not, which made me sad. I was like, no, Modame, what are you doing?
I mean, maybe that was their tactic to try to just get everyone to focus on him, so everyone, I don't know. But it just seemed very strange that he was.
I think Modame and him like the same girl, and like Modame was like, "No, I'm not going to protect him."
That's the worst. That is the worst. You need to
awkward.
sort that out before you go into games.
You both like the same girl, so you're like, "No, I'm not going to protect him with my ice. Oh, sorry, I had some lag, bro. I wanted to help you, but."
Awful, awful, awful.
They still won.
All right, guys, we're gonna get into set number 2 in Mines. Here we go, set number 2. This is Karen Tiger versus Horsemen, and we have Horsemen on the attack now. Let's see if they could tie it up.
Karen Tiger's bringing like the same tanks. Karen Tiger is a team that basically goes like attack, defense. I don't know what that is. Sometimes I drive through this like circle, and some numbers appear on the screen. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. No matter what, they usually do not change their tanks. They pick a lineup for the map and use it every game. Whereas Horsemen have changed their tanks up actually like significantly, going to 2 Object 140s, 2 TVPs, a T-54 lightweight, and 2 IS tanks, 1 IS-4 and 1 IS-7. And they're going to use these tanks most likely to push towards base capture number 2 and even maybe have those IS tanks sit in the capture.
Oh, Spencer, you should not be sitting in there.
Obvious
Obelisk
bush is obvious.
Obelisk on the AMX-30. He's like, I know that's the hiding spot. I'm just going to go ahead and shoot at it. Obvious hiding spot is obvious.
Yeah, that was a blind shot. Like, there's probably a tank in that bush. If it's not, I mean, whatever. Who cares? Now, just based on the positioning for the Horsemen, it looked like they wanted to push more aggressively, and now they're like, not feeling it.
Maybe not. Yeah, it looks like they're going to avoid that brawl. Like we said, Karen Tiger, we've got 2 bat shots actually going around back.
I think they can go for the flank strat.
I think so, because they're going to go past base capture number 1 and around.
They're also going to provide coverage of that pathway that leads to base capture number 1. And they're going to confirm with this movement that no tanks are coming that way, which means that all of the tanks, like all 7 tanks, are on the left side.
Caluso does do a little bit of damage on Aki. He's able to catch him out. Aki at least is moving from that position this time around, so that's good.
His keyboard is working.
Oh, wow. All right, Shinoza and Polly both taking some shots at none.
Yep.
Wow, I mean, just looking at this angle, I wish I can get a driver's view. Because it's just,
well,
I want to see them actually focusing on these tanks that are so far away.
It's so hard to actually hit tanks, especially like in this case, trying to hit a tank that's moving as fast as an Object 140. He's going to take a shot at Furuso too and probably miss, but...
All right, well, Colin is in the base capture number 2. He's going to try to start that timer on that IS-7, but I have a feeling he's going to get shot at pretty soon.
He's below those tanks in such a way that it's hard to be hit, although he's not as below as he should be. I think he should move a little bit to our right, to his left. Huh. Well, either way, the base capture has started, and the position here for Horseman is good. From all angles, they can cover him. And so Karen Tiger now has to respond.
All right, Spencer taking some damage, so is Shinoza. There is a little bit of a battle going on.
Yeah, just some
down
trades.
There, yeah. But so far, Spencer is the first casualty.
DED dead. Opolis taking some damage too. Oh, they're just gonna fight this. None is probably dead, but at what cost? Archon and Dark DH Master both covering him here. Yeah, like, I think this might have been a bit of a mistake by Karen Tiger to actually try to go for that kill.
Oh gosh, Opolis being sniped away. Dark DH Master does get rid of him.
Mudame just went down the ramp. I think this is a huge mistake, maybe even an accident. I'm not sure why he would go down there. I think that was actually a mistake.
Yeah.
He's like stuck down there. What's he gonna do?
And
He's
now
like
he can't
surrounded.
come out. Yeah, well, Modame does take out None first.
He's like, I'll get revenge for him.
I think so. Archon and Dark DH Master definitely have a great shot at him, though.
I also didn't realize that Polly was so close to support him, so it makes a little bit more sense now. Oh man, that Skoda is some serious damage. I actually really like this tank.
All right, Colin needs to move away from the base capture. He's down low. 300 HP on this gentleman here, on this tank and the driver.
Modame takes another shot. This is a close game, but Hit points wise, obviously this more sturdy IS tanks for Karen Tiger makes it look like they're massively ahead, but maneuvering and the autoloader damage for the Horsemen could definitely give them the win here. It's a very close game.
Yeah. Colin's like, man, this stupid rock. Ugh.
He's so dead. He's at 9 health left. Hawami is going to kill him.
I feel like he is. Hawami is just waiting on that reload. He probably will. Yep, Hawami does take out Colin. Polly is going to try to provide some cover from atop. I mean, at this point, you know, I think they feel like they've got nothing to lose. They're just going to come out. Karen Tiger probably feel like they've won this game already.
Yeah. Down goes Polly. No PhD going to save him here.
Ooh, but now it's back to a 4v4.
This is, like I was saying before, like the tank lineup for Horsemen does give them some flexibility here. Archon
Yeah,
does finally go
Hawami
down.
on that Skoda doing more damage. Ooh.
That Skoda tank seems like OP. Like
I really like this thing, yeah.
Like everyone needs to be running one of these on every map. Like I can only imagine the power of using that tank on Cliff, for example. I don't know exactly like what its acceleration is because I've only seen it in these 2 games, but it seems like really strong.
Looks like we've got another tank to steady up on, Wolf.
Yeah. So Modame does go down here, and that's another huge win. But Hawami, I feel like he could take on the whole team by himself.
The whole
at this
world.
point. Yeah.
He's just going to take down the whole world. He's like shooting at EL Gaming right now.
Yeah, he's like shooting at us. He's like, I'm going to be the caster. I'm so good at this tank. This is like actually so terrifying, like just looking at it. And
Right.
Karen Tiger has a huge hit point lead.
Yeah, I was going to say, huge hit point lead, and also they are the ones on the defense. So they could just sit here and wait it out. They only have 4 minutes left on the game clock. It's really up to the Horsemen to make that mistake or drive out to do something. They have to capture a base or try to eliminate everyone. So as long as Karen Tiger are just in good position to sit pretty, I think they're all right.
Dark DH Master going to come up here and challenge Aki using that mobility again.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's mobile enough. And if anyone else has been notified of where he is, I think he's going to die in just a second. Not to Aki,
yeah,
but
he misses that one shot, kind of grazes that second shot. He only has 2 more rounds left.
down he goes.
Yep, that's not going to do much for him. Faluso
Hawami.
and Gorilla, the last ones.
Hawami's still doing damage and takes some damage himself, but down goes Faluso, and Gorilla will be the last man standing. Pretty unlikely an Object 140 could stand up to these heavy tanks in just 3 minutes' time.
Yeah.
Pretty unlikely.
And Hawami on this Skoda, oh my gosh. What a menace. I am absolutely amazed. Yep, they're just going to try to find him. Gorilla, you're on the attack, actually, dude. Just hiding is not going to help you.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh,
comes a key.
indeed.
Well, Gorilla is famous for dragging these games out, actually.
There we go. He's going to come out of his hiding point, and hopefully Aki will be able to finish it off.
He's like, I don't want to miss. This game can't go any longer. And he should take the
And
shot.
Go.
I think it's a key trolling too. He's like, you won't leave, I won't kill you then. What are you going to do then? You want to wait 2.5 more minutes? Let's go. Let's wait.
Oh, gosh.
He's going to do it.
Come
One
on,
more
guys.
shot.
Yeah, one more shot.
Oh, 2 more shots apparently. I can't do math. And Gorilla's like,
Pitset's like, come on, I'm just going to finish this off for you. Come on.
Gorilla's
Let's do
like,
it.
you will kill me. I will never go.
All right, Akif does finally kill the last tank, and
He's like, I will not go quietly into that good night. Like, he's like, come, bring it. They're like, oh, come on, man. You're like an Object 140. You got 3 tanks. He's like, no.
we are on to Himmelsdorf now.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. All right, that game on Mines went a little too long.
But it's going to get a bit longer. Tanks fans who love long games. We're going to Himmelsdorf now. And Horsemen, we used to be one of our most aggressive teams last season, has been the most patient team on this map. So let's take a look on this matchup. They're going to be on the attack first.
Yep, Horsemen on the attack first.
So let's see how careful they want to play this one. And are we going to see that skull tank?
Skoda.
Skoda. I'm like, are we going to see that tank that's called Cheers, like in European languages? Are we going to see that Skoda tank?
Prost, that one.
Yeah.
The Czechoslovakian
I'm like,
one.
Prost for Prokhorovka. It's like, is that in the map list?
Oh, gosh.
But yeah, let's see if they actually want to run these new Czech tanks because they seem to be liking it a lot. Like Hawami, usually an autoloader player, now using this tier 9 tank to great effect. It does so much damage.
It was, yeah, that was very impressive.
Its armor plating looks to be like made of paper, but it does a lot of damage. So kind of liking it.
I like it as well. All right, so on Himmelsdorf then, like you said, probably going to be a longer game since Horsemen tend to like to be more patient on it this time around. It's been working for them. They are third place, right? Last season they weren't, and their kind of haphazard run-in tactic obviously wasn't working. So slow and steady wins the race.
Slow and steady wins the race. I think Karen Tiger is one of the teams that is most willing to experiment right now, and they're doing it. It's working sometimes. Sometimes it's
bad shots. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes we see like 7 bad shots in the game, but in this case, I think we are going to see perhaps more standard play from them. I'm really curious to see what kind of tanks they're going to bring to this map, because they have been kind of being non-standard, and if they do that again, I'll be like, on one hand, I'll be like, I don't know if this is the right choice, but on the other hand, I'm really curious to see how it turns out. So that's kind of, for me, like, as soon as the game loads, I'm like, what tanks are Karen Tigers doing?
Right.
Like, that's me, like, checking it out.
Again, looking at the lobby right now, it looks like they are going to go a little more standard.
Yeah, it looks that way at this point in time.
At this point in time, but who knows? It's Karen Tigers. They might just go ahead and switch tanks like right now. No, I'm kidding.
Jess Rex getting switched out. Dark DH Master, I'm not sure if he's going to be playing this one or not.
Oh, yeah. Sidonia
Tommy's going in. Okay.
Sidonia.
So Dark DH Master and Sidonia Tommy, that's Nana.
No, okay, so Dark DH Master has come out.
Yeah.
Sidonia Tommy has gone in. Okay.
I thought I saw Meat Bun in the room for a second. I was like, oh. But
we haven't seen Meat Bun play in a while.
yeah.
In fact, we hardly saw him play last season either.
He didn't play at all this season yet, like not even one game. And last season he played maybe 4 times, pretty low amount. He was like paper on B game. He was like one of those guys who never really see him.
I like Meat Buns. I was really excited when I first saw the roster. I was like, oh, maybe we'll see him more, but apparently not. So, it looks like the map is loaded. All the tanks are ready, guys, and just in a second, I can't call it just yet, but here we go. We are ready to get onto Himmelsdorf. Welcome to Himmelsdorf, everyone. We are on the 3rd game. This is set number 3, Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. Karen Tiger with 2 wins, and Horsemen are going to be on the attack first.
Karen Tiger running mostly standard tanks. Although actually no, not really at all actually. Like the more I look at it, I'm like, a 50B, that's like the only tank that's kind of normal. They brought 2 IS-4s, no IS-7 on the defense, a Batshat with the 50B, a T-54 lightweight, and 2 215Bs. Meanwhile, we are going to see a big heavy push up the castle side for Horsemen, who are running, just looking at it, a pretty standard lineup. I'm not going to get into it too much because I think we might actually have some action here in a second as these tanks might get
Karen
spotted.
Tigers are just going to go straight through the courtyard right now. They're definitely going to be spotted. Obelisk already taking a ton of damage. Colin on that IS-7.
He's in the IS-7 spot. Like, he's where the IS-7 is.
But you know what? As Obelisk takes that damage, there are 4 more tanks coming his way, and they know exactly where Colin is. They've got his number, and they're going to call him, baby.
He's on speed dial, Susie. But look at this. With this bait,
yep,
Horsemen are doing a ton of damage.
Gorilla
to these
and
tanks.
Archon from the high ground. They're just going to try and... Wow, they do the damage, which is amazing.
Oh my
but
God.
At the same time, Colin hasn't been hit.
Yeah. Colin's like, no, it's no big deal. She knows he's going to kill Spencer, though. Sorry about it. Gotcha. Now, that's one small, loss for the Horsemen, but I feel like the Horsemen overall are, they did a lot of damage, and I would like to say that they're significantly ahead. Archon, risky position here because Modame is very close by.
He sure is. Oh, okay, be careful there, Feluso, with a very lucky shot straight down the road.
I think this is Horseman's best map. I really think they play this map so well every time I watch them play on it. Which is funny because I think last season it was probably
their worst.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's their best. They really made it a point to get to know this map very, very well.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely on the money with that. Well, this is actually kind of crazy. This is like a extended snipe fest.
I'm
long range sniping.
This is why the most quote unquote brawly I've seen on Himmelsdorf.
Yeah, it's
this
like
season.
all 7 tanks are engaged in a battle. Only 1 died for Horsemen. Like no other tanks have died, but yeah, this will definitely like slow down a little bit in a minute here.
All right. Ooh,
Obelisk.
Colin being sneaky through that window. Obelisk just driving right by.
Feluso getting greedy though. I don't know if Feluso should go for the finish off. I think it's too risky. Just stay there, Feluso. If he actually pushes through, I think that's a mistake. That makes him very vulnerable.
Oh, be careful, dude. Pitsit going to take some damage as well. Colin from afar.
Oh, see, Feluso overextended.
Yes, he did. And now Modame and Polly have clear shots on him. They're just going to be able to finish him off right here.
Down he goes.
All right, I mean, as of right now, Horsemen definitely with the upper hand in terms of HP.
Yeah.
But Karen Tiger do have all 6 members left.
And they have 2 massive damage dealers in the Batchat and the 50B. It's somewhat worrying that 2 of their tanks in that low hit point pool are IS-4s though. Like, they're really beat up right now. Dekamori, who also sneaked into this game actually without us noticing, is taking a ton of damage here. Sidonia Tommy may be eliminated by Shinoza.
Ooh, Colin takes out Dekamori, but Shinoza's just going to come around, see if he can finish him off. Polly and Shinoza.
Oh, 1 shot too short.
1 shot too short. Shinoza needs to run away now.
Oh, this is really bad. Shinoza has nowhere to run. He's not going to be able to reload in time. Looks
It's
like
okay, though. I mean, from afar, like we said, there we go. Colin does go down. Oh.
Sidonia Tommy's going to kill him, though. That's the problem. Karen Tiger's in a dire, dire spot now. Although Tommy does die, Polly has been the MVP in this game.
On the IS-4. All right. Modame, Polly, and Opolis, the last men standing, versus Nun, Archon, and Gorilla. It is a 3v3. Who's going to win? Look at this aerial view.
Modame.
Opolis going to go ahead and take the high road up to the castle side.
Modame has full rounds. I think Karen Tiger is going to try to win this by timeout. I think they're just going to try to run circles around this team instead of engaging. Obviously, if Modame gets an opportunity, that could change, but the lineup's definitely favoring Horsemen right now. The reason why is because they have a fully reloaded autoloader themselves and an E100, which can basically withstand anything. Now, a miss on the E100 shot, like once or twice, if that happens like twice, if none misses,
oh
that's the opening.
Polly and Gorilla are going to face off right here. Polly needs to be careful.
Gorilla is not, he's not going to go very far here.
Yeah, but he's on a tank destroyer. And Polly misses.
That's pretty big. Opolis is coming down to try to save the day. If Opolis kills Archon,
that would be huge for Karen Tiger.
There's no way he's going to. He's not looking the right way. He's not looking the right way. No sixth sense for them either. But Opolis knows. Archon knows now too. And he misses. He misses twice.
Oh, wow. Archon does finish it off. Opolis goes down. And it looks like Horsemen are going to take this win. Polly is finished. Modame, I mean, all you can do, dude, is hide, but
yep, he
didn't
gets
hide.
Found. He got
well enough.
sought.
Yes, he didn't hide well enough, and Horsemen are going to go ahead and take their first win in this series.
Yeah, and I just, that whole game was very much like, I don't know, it just like makes me laugh for some reason. Like it was very much like a slow-paced
brawl.
Aim at each other from like the top of the castle to the side of the courtyard. Like, I almost feel like this would be like the kind of game that like in the olden days, like songs would be written like about like the story of like the tanks shooting from above, the other tanks from the ground, like trying to fight back. I feel very strongly about this really strange game that we watched there. Like, my analysis is quite limited because we kind of play-by-played everything that happened, but I can't really look at this and go, all I can say is like Horsemen pushed up aggressively to the high ground. Karen Tigers did something insanely risky and forced their way into the courtyard, and the Horsemen got the better end of that because they were exposed in the courtyard, and they did a lot of damage from the high ground, but that's like not how this map is normally played.
That was interesting. That was definitely an interesting way to play. So it looks like Karen Tigers are going to take Dekamori out and put in Tepco.
Okay.
All right, so that's going to be the change here. I'm trying to see if Horsemen are changing rosters at all. Doesn't seem that way.
Pitsit's in there now too. Looks like they took out Hawami for him.
Oh, okay.
And the Horsemen seem to be all the same lineups, I believe. Yeah, just Rex is still out.
He's just Rex.
He's just Rex.
Just Rex.
He's like not Rexar. He's not like.
Nope, he's just Rex.
Rex is a short name for something, right? Like I think Rex is like a short name for a longer name.
Like Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah, in many cases.
That could be his name.
Like usually that's shortened as T-Rex, but yeah.
Ah, no, just Rex. Come on.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Oh,
that was good, Susie.
All right.
I didn't see that one coming. This is a bit of downtime we've got here, guys.
Where we like to banter about player names.
This is when I like look at the production with like this winky face, like map video, please. Like no. It looked like everyone was ready, but in fact, like both teams decided they want to do like a lot of switching around.
Yeah.
Like I saw one Horsemen player. I think it was Sidonia Tommy. Like get moved down, they get like moved back up. I'm like. You guys are really thinking about this.
Yeah, they're really trying to sort something out. I did like the type of fight that we had before, though. It was
more fun than our normal
hide and seek, because that's what it feels like on Himmelsdorf all the time. It's like the hide and seek where everyone's just kind of like, "Do you see me?"
Yeah, and then there's like the IS-7 that's kind of like, "Come at me, guys!" And everyone's kind of like hiding and waiting, and they're like, the IS-7's like, "They're not coming," and they're like, "But that was the plan," and then they have to like do something else, and it takes like. It's only 10-minute game time, but it feels like it takes like 30 minutes for the tanks to reposition. Like if they were going towards base capture 1, it didn't work out. It takes like so long to go the other way, so everyone's kind of like waiting.
You know what this game reminded me of? Have you ever played that game Red Light, Green Light 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Where it's like red light, green light, so it's like, I've got a round, I'm gonna green light, red light, and they stop, and then they'll like back away, and then they come back. That's exactly what it felt like.
Sure. Like sometimes on this map, it feels like I'm watching, like when I watch Super Noobs play on this map, it feels like I'm watching Red Rover. The Super Noobs like running with their E100s trying to break through there. The number of metaphors we can make in this cast.
We should work these down at one point and just see. I'll watch a VOD and like make a little check.
I'll like call up Luke. I'll be like, I got some tips for you, man. Like, you gave me so many tips. Now I can give you the tips now.
Luke is the best.
He
really is. All right, guys. It looks like the game is finally ready. We're gonna head into game number 4. Welcome back to Himmelsdorf, guys. This is set number 4. Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. Horsemen finally getting that 1 win. Karen Tiger with 2, and they are going to be on the attack.
All right, Susie. Let's take a look at these tanks. 215Bs, 2 of them for Karen Tiger. 2 IS-4s, 2 Batshats, a T-54. Horsemen, 2 tank destroyers, 1.
They've got a Waffen
and the E100.
And they have 3 tank destroyers in this
They have the E3, and they also have the 50B, so there's a lot of autoloader damage. Tanks are going to explode in this game. We're going to see some fireworks.
Autoloaders and tank destroyers.
Here comes Archon. Up he goes. Risky business. Take a peek.
He does take a peek.
He's like, oh, hill's too high. I can't see.
Doesn't see anyone. So that's fine. He's just going to place himself there.
Look how slow the E100 is.
Oh my gosh, that is so slow.
That's like when like the assisted living chair goes up the stairs. It's like, that's probably faster than the E100.
All right, definitely a different game than what we saw before. Gorilla and Pitsit going to exchange shots from across the way, like forlorn star crossed lovers or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Obelisk is like trying to take a peek. Archon's like, peek, there you go.
He's like, come on, I want you to peek, I want you to peek. Obelisk knows.
It's funny because neither player knows for sure if there's someone looking there or not.
Oh, but I'm sure they do. They've played this game so many times. Oh, Obelisk.
Well, now he knows.
Yeah, he does.
He's
like, yeah, I don't want to go there. I'm just going to leave now.
All right, well.
So far, pretty standard. We have Karen Tiger. They're towards the southern part of this map. No one has side-crossed that courtyard yet. We have 2 tanks up on the high ground. We've got Obelisk and Shinoza guarding that castle.
None is like drawing circles with his, reticle. Like he's like having fun with his mouse. He's like, oh, they're never gonna come, Archon. He's like, Archon, what do you, man, let's just give up. Archon's like, no,
Are
I'm
they,
gonna wait.
You know, maybe he's writing like special messages in the air right now. You know,
Or
like
there's
when-
an O, wait, O.
Oh.
There's an O there for a second. I remember, this is like what my little sister did when she played Halo with me, but it was by accident where like she didn't know how to control the vision.
All right. The 215Bs are going to start heading up towards this ramp.
All right, well, this is a very, very slow Himmelsdorf game, like more like we normally see.
Yep. And, I mean, we got more tanks up on the high ground. But what can we do with that? Is this Feluso making his way up?
He's going.
He's going for it.
Uh-oh. Could be a meeting of the tanks here. Oh, this is going to get intense. This is like a joust almost. Like slowly approaching.
Slow joust, though. These are like the slowest horses ever.
Yeah. Horsemen. That's what they are. They're jousters, right?
Yep. Tank horses.
They got a shield on their logo and stuff. Okay. Well, they agreed to not fight, basically. Meanwhile,
I think they just switched sides. So Akeem and Mudame decide they're going to stay up on the castle ground while we got the Batchat that came back down towards the bottom. Now we've got two Batchats just kind of driving down the south side. I think the best course of action now, it's 6 minutes left on the game clock, right? And Karen Tiger, they're the ones in the attack, so they have to do something. As of right now, we have Obelisk at the railroad tracks, and he's kind of hanging around. There he is, Obelisk, on the railroad track side, and I think he's just kind of going to scope out and see if it's okay for them to go in. But Colin, at that bar, the C2 bar.
The lonely, lonely bar. He's looking for another customer to come and join him. Could be Obelisk.
Could be Obelisk.
He's like, Obelisk, been a long time, man. Come and have a chat.
Come have a drink. I was like, nope, I'm not falling for that. He's gonna hide behind this building.
Obelisk is like, if I drink, how can I drive a T-54 lightweight? He's like, that's dangerous. Colin's like, we're shooting at each other in a World of Tanks game. Come on, man. You're gonna die anyways. This has actually been like one of the most drawn out games where like very little happens. I mean, we joke about Himmelsdorf being one of those games where like oftentimes teams just kind of sit there and wait. But I told you, like, if Horsemen's on the defense, like, it's gonna be a long game on this map. Okay, first shot fired all game, right?
Woo. No, I mean, I think shots were fired.
Yeah, I'm kidding, but like, it feels like
that way.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh!
Oh, my.
That was a cool little animation there. She knows it's taking some damage. Colin might not be alone for very long.
No, Shinoza and Tepco, they're going to go in and see if they can join him at this C9 bar.
C2 bar. Here
They're
comes.
just going to unload all their rounds onto poor Colin. Colin is going to go down.
He got what he wanted.
There we go.
He got his friends.
All right, well, base capture is down to 72 now, and there's not many tanks to really stop Obelisk from doing this. So Donya Tommy is going to go down as well, and one by one, it looks like Karen Tiger is going to finally make their move.
Feluso's trying to bait them into Archon, but they're not falling for it. Whoa, that's some damage on that E100 Boffin. Like that literally that German like on top of it like literally means like a Waffen on top of an E100 like basically. That's basically what that is.
All right, Pitzik goes down. Shinoza joins Obelisk now. Base capture is down to 10 seconds.
Is bait? Whoa, it went up to 10 and down to 9 for a second. That was weird. Is this actually going to be a base capture?
It might be actually.
No
if the
one's
rest
nearby.
If the two Batchats can really hold on right now.
I think it's just going to be captured.
I think so.
They're coming.
2-1,
They're
0.
coming. Polly's blocking,
But
and that's game.
It. Karen Tiger are going to win it.
Nicely done.
Base capture on Himmelsdorf.
Very nicely done. That game was insanely slow-paced. And then eventually, like, then Karen Tiger was like, well, they all moved that way. They can't get back in time.
Yeah.
Let's just take this base. Horsemen didn't think there was a second tank nearby. I think that's why they were like not really taking it that seriously.
It was really well done to take those two Batchats, get rid of Colin, that IS-7. That was the closest tank to them.
Yeah.
Then everyone else, they all just kind of started piling in one at a time.
And that was the only tank that was covering that area, which
Yeah.
is commonly the case. That's why we always joke that it's like the lonely C2 bar because no one else is ever in there. But yeah, This puts Karen Tiger up to 3-1. I really thought Horsemen was going to take this like 5-1, 5-2.
Yeah.
But now it's looking like the other way maybe. Karen
That's-
Tiger with a nice lead.
Yeah, Karen Tiger decided they're not going to experiment like they did last time. And obviously...
We'll see what happens on Ruinberg, though. Like,
Right, well, obviously...
Don't hold your breath on this one too quickly.
They see that they are down to, what, 5th place right now?
Yeah, they're 4-5, right? Yeah, 4-5 wins, losses.
Right, and that's definitely not a place I want to be. Plus, they're under B Gaming. I mean, you used to be the best Japanese team, and now you're not. I mean,
you lost to them.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be some kind of fire under them
Messes
to
with
really,
your confidence a little bit, you know?
really give them that fiery passion to get back up there. And beating Horsemen will help them out for sure.
No,
Horsemen being the 3rd place team.
I think if Horsemen loses this, it's not as damning for them. Like, they're actually currently in 3rd place. If Karen Tigers win this, they will pass B Gaming with 1 point, but they'll still be behind Horsemen. So Horsemen, like, obviously they want to get these points because the better, like, for playoffs, the top-seeded player plays one less game and things like that. So it's always better to be as high as possible. But for Horsemen, this is not as stressful. But for Karen Tiger, if they don't win this one, it might basically be, like, impossible for them to get the playoffs. I'd have to do a little bit more math, and that's not my strong suit. But it's, like, pretty scary if they don't win this one.
So now Tepco's coming back out, and Dekamori's going back in.
So some smart switches here for the maps.
Musical chairs. That's what we're playing right now.
Yeah.
And
we're talking about all sorts of like kids
Sidonia Tommy is coming down, and Dark DH is coming back up.
Yep. Doing a little bit of
the kids game.
Tell me a little bit like there was like doing some tank player hopscotch here, like skip the skip this point, jump on this one. Yeah. I don't know. Like maybe doing some
jump ropes. Oh wait, I guess you can't really jump ropes.
I'm like, yeah, there's like playing Foursquare. I mean, no, it's like not quite it.
No, Connect Four.
Kickball?
No.
Nah.
No, Connect Four could work though, right? If there's
if you've got like four tanks lined up in a row, yeah.
That could work.
That's like Tetris too.
Oh gosh, all right.
It's been like a lot of downtime today, guys, but that's okay.
It's all right. We'd rather give the players a chance to pick the best tanks and really go over their strategies and actually play great games. And I just feel bad for you because you have to listen to us rant on.
Well, listen, if you're watching World of Tanks with a friend right now, what a great time to relive the joys of playing Connect 4. Pull your Connect 4 set out of your closet, okay? And while you're waiting, you guys can play Connect 4.
Do people even have that anymore?
I don't have mine anymore, but definitely maybe it's my grandma's house.
Okay. Anyway.
Looks like it's ready.
It looks like it's ready. We are going to be on Ruinberg, and Horsemen are going to be on the attack first. So let's go ahead right into the next set. All right, guys, welcome to Ruinberg. This is set number 5, Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. Karen Tiger with 3 wins, Horsemen's 1, and Horsemen will attack first.
All right, let's look at Karen Tiger's lineup first because they have been known to do crazy things on this map. 3 2-5 Bs and IS4 and E4, or 110, whichever way you want to call it, and 2 T54 mediums. So the E4 is pretty rare. Then on the side of the Horsemen, a lot of 2-5 Bs, again, becoming more popular. In fact, they're running 5 of them and 2 Lorraine's 40 tons. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, right now we can see the Horsemen traveling as a pack. All the 2-1-5 Bs are going straight down the middle road, and on the way, Colin did get hit though. It looks like Modame and a couple other of the Karen Tigers expected this, trying to shoot them on their way to this base capture.
It's a 2-1-5B rush.
It is.
Like they're just going to try to overwhelm the capture
point.
point.
Oh gosh, Spencer on that Lorraine. Oh gosh, yeah, I can't even speak.
Opalisk is dead. That's what she's trying to tell you guys.
But Spencer is dead too. That's what I wanted to say.
Yep. And now they're just going to go through the base capture because they're too exposed with the position of Karen Tigers to push this. One of the Lorraines, none goes down.
Both of the Lorraines are down.
Yeah, they're both gone.
And now all that's left are the 2-1-5 Bs in this in the town.
Polly.
In the Ruinberg town.
It's getting even more ruined.
Sure is. Wow, just shots left and right. There's shells everywhere right now.
Yeah. It's not pasta either.
No, it is not.
Oh, this is actually crazy. Like, they're just going to overwhelm Poly, but they're very exposed while they do this. This is not a super noobs surround. This is like a surrounding, but also being exposed at the same time. Like, Karen Tiger got a huge lead from that exact maneuver. Like,
just trying to get Poly, all 4 of them just came out, and they're at the intersection now. They're
they were so exposed.
Yeah.
Look at Shinoza's just like at the back line. It's like, I'll kill everybody.
He's like, oh, once I'm
Faluso's
loaded,
next.
I'll just shoot someone. Faluso, goodbye. Oh, no, never mind, Colin. I got my pick of things to kill right now. Faluso's down.
So many choices.
Archon,
who do I want to kill first?
I don't know. Maybe Gorilla now.
Gorilla's got 32 health. Oh, make that 0.
Karen Tiger take an easy win, and now they are at 4, and that's going to be match point.
I almost feel like Horsemen is not playing up to snuff tonight. Like, Karen Tiger's playing better than they did in their last matchup, but I feel like Horsemen is making some really questionable decisions. Like that choice to surround that tank. Again, like we're God, right? We could see everything. We have all the vision, and we can like literally know. We have the mini map that shows where all the tanks are positioned. We can see the angles and stuff like that. But when you know where the tanks are likely to be, because that's how this map is played, you can't walk in and surround Poly like that without taking massive losses.
Yeah, and I also, we didn't see it on the screen, but the 2 Lorraine 40 tons, they just went in a place that was pretty obvious, and Karen Tiger they were waiting for them, and those 2 tanks blew up instantly.
Yeah.
They were gone just like that.
They were basically non-factors.
They were absolutely non-factors, and the Horsemen were just playing with 5 tanks the whole time.
Yeah, I feel like the Lorraines are probably a bad choice. I'd like to see them not run that going into this next game. I feel like the rush strategy itself was weakened by the fact that they used Lorraines. Like, I would have liked to see them bring even T-54 mediums instead.
Yeah.
Or that
That Skoda?
Skoda, yeah. Sorry, I'm like...
That one.
Yeah. It actually sounds like a Swedish name to me.
It does. It reminds me of a shoe brand. Anyway, shoe brand that runs fast, just like Skoda. See?
It kicks these tanks
it's
out
got
of
a
the
good
game.
kick
It's got a good kick to it, yeah. Maybe that's why you think of that.
Maybe that's what it is. All right, so we're gonna switch sides. This is match point.
That's
if
right.
Karen Tiger win this, then they're gonna win the series, and
we won't even see Ghost Town, which I was like pretty sure we were gonna see it, but actually, might not happen.
It might not happen. If it does happen, like I said, it's gonna be a make it or break it map, right? It's the one they're gonna get into, and Horsemen could actually, come back and do a comeback right now.
But I'm glad that you mentioned this, because this means that Horsemen can no longer get 3 points. They can only get 2. So best case scenario for Horsemen is they end up with 20 points today. And that would put them at still 4 points behind EL.
Yes, it's still 4 points behind EL, but it still brings them to, they're still 3rd place, and it kind of still secures their position because they'll be pulling ahead from B Gaming as well. So let's see if there's any more.
Any more info for us?
Yeah.
Nothing really.
Tank picks. Okay, tank picks. I don't think we're going to change up the rosters. I think the rosters will stay the same.
Tanks are ready too.
I think so, guys. Ruinberg is loading up on our screen, and it will soon load up on yours as we head into the next game. Okay, guys, here we go. Set number 6, Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. Karen Tiger on match point.
On the bat shats.
I was going to say, on match point, what do? You bring bat shats.
They're on batch point right now, Susie. 5 of them. And an IS-4, Dekamori Snai accidentally locked in the wrong tank. He's like, sorry guys, I'm going to be a bit slow here.
It looks like Karen Tiger just want to finish this off as fast as possible, but I'm not sure if this is a really good decision by them.
You know that song, Girls Just Want to Have Fun? I feel like this is just like Karen Tiger just want to have fun.
Karen just want to have fun.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Let's see if this works, because they tried it on this very map, and they pushed in the middle with a spotter, Obelisk. In this case, I think last time it was like Hawami, but I don't think this is going to work.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So Obelisk, okay, he's going to drive through base capture number 2.
Horsemen are running the same tank lineup. They are bringing those Lorraines, despite what I thought. They are going to still do it again. And let's see if it works out for them this time. Look at Karen Tiger's lineup of tanks already. Watami's already basically dead.
Gosh. And
they're on the attack. They were unable to leave.
This is disastrous.
This is like I want to go as far as to say this game is already almost over because
We are going to go to Ghost Town, guys. That's
Yeah.
basically what it feels like.
I'm like, let's start talking about the Ghost Town map because it's going to be more interesting than what Karen Tiger has to offer here.
All right,
I
well-
mean, but like they can't leave the city. They're now finally finding a path to the south.
Yeah.
And they're going to try to use the range and accuracy that the Batshot provides to fire, it looks like, down that street. But the second they show themselves, already everybody's looking. 215B is going to blow them up so fast. That's the plan here for Horsemen. 5,000 hit point lead with all those 215Bs. They're going to take some serious hits before they go down.
Oh my gosh, look at all those bat chats.
They look
They're
like
just gonna
spies, like trying to sneak around.
All right, Obelisk is going to get into this little bush here on base capture number 2, hoping that that will draw out the Horsemen to play, and then the bat shots can maybe shoot down the road, basically.
That's what they're trying to do, but there's already like 5 tanks looking down that road.
They can't even cross this road. Shinoz is going to try.
Oh my god, Shnuza is playing
Oh
with
my
fire
god,
right
be
now.
careful. Okay, he makes it.
Looks
Whew.
like they didn't have vision, just barely out of range. Set out line of sight, the field of vision, I believe.
All
so
right, well, base
technically.
capture is down to 70 now. And Gorilla, Faluso, Dark DH, they're the ones who are going to try to stop Opolis from doing this.
A blind shot ends up hitting Gorilla. I don't even think that was intentional.
Ooh, look at that. That was a very good ricochet off of Pitsit. Didn't hit.
Oh, I
no
think
penetration.
I think I understand more now. They want to draw the tanks out to deal with Obelisk, and they're going to try to just, like, basically sideswipe them. It doesn't seem like a solid plan, but I kind of understand it a little bit more
I understand
now.
what they're trying to do, yeah. And every time they push out one of the tanks, like someone else will be ready for them, right? Pitsit is just going to be that bait. Oh, Gorilla did a very good job waiting for him. Obelisk, however, still sitting there. 35 seconds left on this base capture.
Let's see some magic, Karen
All
Tigers.
right. Oh, Gorilla is going down very fast. Karen Tigers focus firing him from afar. Polly takes
Obelisk
that
hidden
one.
as well. He could do some damage himself on a 1390. 22 seconds to go. We see the picture-in-picture.
Oh, yeah, but now
He
we
gets hit.
have, yep. And he's going to go down.
It's still possible that Karen Tigers could win this game. It's just going to be insanely difficult. And so many of these bat shots are now on reload.
Yep. so
Shinoza,
those have to
Aki.
wait. Modame does go down. Shinoza, Polly, Aki, Dekomori. They are the last ones standing, but
Snipe him? Oh, so close. Well,
yeah.
this is why you don't do this strat.
I know. Did we
Even
tell
though it
them
seems
last
kind of
time?
funny, like it's not that funny when you lose.
No, I'm not sure why they decide to go with this again.
Maybe they're just big fans of my commentary. I made that joke about how, like, you know, it's like actually like the Batshot could be the best tank. Like you should run 7 of them, or 6. You know.
Actually, you know what was really cool? On the blue camo, there was a Horseman logo on it.
Yeah, that's cool. By the way, this plan,
What
I
are they
like
doing?
it. They
Wait.
might actually try to sneak 3 tanks in the cap, although they don't look like they're doing that anymore. I think they're just trying to get some lucky snipes now that they're reloaded. Horsemen are just playing patiently because they're on the defense, so that's what you do.
All right.
Horsemen
well,
on the defense is the slowest and most patient. They're going to try to draw these tanks back and then have 2 tanks, one from the south and one from the north, taking them out. The problem is that Shinoza in there, so he's not going to take a lot of damage at all.
no, he one shot will definitely rid him. But they see Polly. I think they already know what Karen Tiger are up to.
Yep, that's exactly right. Now that they know where Polly is, they're just not going to force the issue. That base
Yep.
capture is a long way away.
Aki is taking
Goodbye.
a ton of damage. Goodbye, Aki. He goes down. Spencer on that Lorraine 40-ton is able to finish him off. Dark DH Master is going to take a couple shots, but you know what? This is not going to be enough. Karen Tiger. Polly goes down as well. It is now Shinoza with 214 HP.
Shinoza.
Shinoza, he's gonna die.
Emphasis on the no when it comes to this plan. Goodbye. Horsemen will take it to a 4-2.
Yep.
And that is why, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't do a full roster of autoloaders.
I just don't understand. Like, there was just no defense. There's nothing defensive about the bat shots. It's
like
just-
literally, if I hadn't seen them do this before when they were losing and fail, like they clearly think this is a good strategy, right? They've been using it before, and they're like pro gamers, and they were top 2 last season, so like they know more than me. From my limited knowledge, you know, looking at this from the outside, and my knowledge is actually not that limited. Like, I've watched a ton of Tanks games now. I've commentated a lot. I've done a lot of research. Look at this lineup, and like logically, it doesn't make sense to me. So much so that if I didn't see them try it before on that same map, I would have actually told you and told all the viewers, like, I think they're trolling. Like, that's how little it makes sense to me, because it's just so...
I still feel like they were trolling. They probably just sat there going, you know what, we have nothing to lose. It's match point. Might as well let's give it another go.
Yeah, like even if we lose this one, maybe it works for them when they play against weaker Japanese teams that aren't in Gold Series or something, or when they play like online. Hang in there, Susie. But like, I don't see the merits. Theoretically, like if you like draw like a map, like Wolf's got like the whiteboard, I'm like drawing, I'm like, well, if you have like 4 tanks like this, and like there's 1 tank here, you all fire, blow them up, then you kill another one's over here. Like it could, like in theory, it could work. You burst down these tanks, all auto looter damage. I'm just stalling for time so you feel better.
I'm listening to you. I'm like, yes, this is funny. I want to like laugh, but I'm laughing and coughing and dying at the same time right now.
But like, in theory, it's not nonsensical. It's just like basically nonsensical. Like,
it is nonsensical. No, I have to. You think about it, and again, there's no defense. And like you said, it's not like their reload time is super fast or anything either. Once all your rounds are gone, it's like, oh well.
I would even almost prefer like 4 bat shots and 250 Bs than 6 bat shots, because there's more flexibility there. You can sync up the reloads better, and I don't know.
All right, well, they're doing the seat changing thing again.
Susie, are you seeing what I'm seeing in this tank lineup right now for Terran Tiger?
No, wait. Well, we have
like they heard me like say literally like
oh my gosh.
I was like I'm seeing like all bat shots in a 50B. I'm like, I just said that.
Oh,
I literally just said that. Are they No, wait. If they lock in the last 50B and they do the exact thing I just said, that would be insane.
That would be hilarious, actually.
If Aki does it, I'm like going to lose my mind.
Well, okay, so they're taking Dekamori out. Tepco is coming back in for Karen Tiger. And looks like they are ready. I think they are going to do what you just said.
Oh, my God.
That is pretty ridiculous,
I'm like,
actually.
Is there a Karen Tiger rep in the room? We're going to get them out here. They are cheating. They're using Wolf's advice. By the way, guy who's listening, it's not always the best advice. Like, I'm not a pro gamer.
We are God, though. We have the observing screen. We see everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Unlike God, like we can't I can't like smite people. That would be cool.
That would be really cool.
Like imagine when Gorilla doesn't leave the game, I just like smite him. I'm like, going to game 2, guys.
Yep.
It says Yoey Flash Wolf's Gorilla was killed by Wolf Schroeder. Like on the screen, I'm like, that's right.
We are ridiculous. Okay, so we're on Ghost Town now, and I believe it is Karen Tiger on the attack. And obviously they're on the attack because, as we just told you, that's a lot of bat shots and 50 Bs.
Yeah, like I said, I just literally said, like, what if they brought, 250
and a
Bs
TVP.
instead? They brought a TVP.
Oh,
if they had 4 bat shots and 250 Bs, I'd be like, that's literally what I just said.
Yeah.
But it's one off of what I said that. Now, if you guys thought the bat shot strat was not that great on Ruinberg, on this map, I think it's going to be even worse, but let's wait
and see. This is really interesting. They really want to try this autoloader thing, so we'll let Karen Tigers give it another go, and yeah, here we go. We're going to get on to Ghost Town. All right, guys, here we go. Set number 7, Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. Karen Tiger with 4 wins. Again, this is match point for them. Horsemen with 2. And we've got a crazy lineup for you.
Not to mention, we didn't talk about Obelisk is back on the SPG, which he actually has done on this map already and did quite well with. The reason why the weakness of these tanks, or the weakness of this lineup, the reason why it's more weak, I feel, on this map than even on the last map is there's not a lot of open space.
Right.
A lot of this map is decided by like peeking around corners, and you cannot do your sustained damage that way. It's a lot harder to, because if you use 3 of your rounds about to finish someone off, he just goes around the corner, then you're just kind of sitting there like, this is worthless. It's really smart to have 2 autoloaders on this map, which Karen Tiger was doing a lot, but having 6 is a bit questionable.
All right, if you're Horseman and you see this lineup, like, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking I'm going to play so defensively. I'm also doing a fist bump in the house because I'm like, if they really throw this, we could still get 2 points today. Like,
Yeah. All right. Well, there's Obelisk in the picture-in-picture here. We could see that he's aiming about. So minus him, they're all autoloaders again. Karen Tiger really loving this.
Now, once they get vision of these 215Bs, Obelisk might take a shot. Looks like he's aiming for it.
Oh.
Meanwhile, it looks like Tepco took a shot at somebody. But
That's something. I think it was just an empty shot. All right. Spencer's like, oh, my buddies, my autoloader buddies.
He's like, that's where I belong.
Okay. So here we go. Horsemen, obviously, on the defense, they could just be very cautious. As long as they don't get burst down quickly, they should be all right.
Oh! Nice shot.
Wow, Modame already taking a ton of damage. He's down to 440 HP.
Spencer is
Spencer's
about to
going
walk into a trap.
He sure is. Oh.
This is how you actually win this game, is you like burst down other bat shots first and then you get a tank advantage. Modame is already so low.
Yeah, that was a very good shot. Was that Obelisk? I almost want to say it was. Oh, Shinozo.
Well, I'm gonna have to embarrass you and say they're on the same team, so I don't think so.
Oh, yeah.
But that would be sick.
That would have been sick. Like, oops, sorry, man. I'm sorry. I didn't
He just
mean to
hit
do that.
none.
He did hit none. Okay, that I did see, and they are on the opposite team, so that makes sense. Okay. Guys, I'm sick. I apologize.
No, it's
here.
fine. I have made worse mistakes. Now Pitsit take another chunk of damage.
Oh,
Tepco
here
as
we
well.
go. Yeah, there's a little brawl going on here. Tepco is going to chunk down Spencer. If Polly could finish him off, he does. And now it is up to Gorilla. Tepco's got one shell left. Needs to run. Oh, well, I guess he can't. I was going to say he needs to go reload, but no, he won't.
Oh, goodness. Well, this is already things off to the wrong foot. These are things
The
even
wrong
like...
tread, Wolf.
Yeah, this is... Guys, spoiler alert, it's not a good strat. Like, it's not going to work.
It doesn't seem to be the
I'm not sure what's going on with
here.
Polly's ammo rack, because our UI looks like it might have broken there for a second, but he's not firing, he's dying. He might be out of rounds, but the thing is showing incorrectly.
It's not really showing. Pitsit on the other side, taking some damage down. Again, he's just sitting there reloading. He's got... Okay, he's dead now because he was reloading, but...
Polly and Aki are insanely low. Shinoza is exposed.
Yeah, he's running away, but there's really nothing for him to do. He can take a couple of shots, but once he's done with his rounds, that's going to be it.
Also, take a look at where the remaining Karen Tiger tanks are on the map. It doesn't really make sense. Like, they're finally moving in, but I was like, are they really just trolling? Like,
yeah. I mean, that's really what it feels like, and I'm not a big fan of that, especially in a very important match
I
like
can tell
this,
you,
know?
one organization in particular is very happy about this, and it is Horsemen. Like, they're like, okay, is this real? Like, are we going to get free wins? Okay, I'll take it. In tiebreakers, the amount of wins and the score actually matters a lot.
Right.
And for Karen Tiger, I'm looking at this and I'm like, with your position in the rankings right now, like, a tie is certainly possible for you in 4th place for playoffs. And if you're going to really wish that you won this match 5-1 and not 5-4 if they even do win it.
I can't believe that, yeah.
This is just kind of, someone out there tell me if I'm wrong, but I get the feeling that this is not a strategy that we see in competitive play outside of Karen Tigers today and when they tried it last time. And last time it failed even worse than it is today. But there's like just no room for mistakes when you have this lineup, and naturally on a map like this where there's a ton of corners, you're gonna get hit with your, very, very glass cannon-esque tanks.
Yeah, and again, so okay, Polly, Aki are 180, 189 HP apiece. Shinoza with a bit more, but still under 1,000.
If Shinoza gets hit the right way from none right now, he dies instantly too.
Okay, and Obelisk, all the way out in the middle of nowhere, just lobbing out. Yeah, there he is.
If they do an E5, 215B, or E100 lineup on this map with Obelisk on the thing, I go, oh, it's cool because those tanks can pin other tanks down, that Obelisk can get shots off, and he can really start to chip away at these tanks, and it makes a lot of sense. You got heavy tanks locking down Horsemen's tanks, so Obelisk can do something. But in this case, like, there's no synergy here. It's like fan service, Obelisk on the SPG, but what does it mean when everyone else is on an autoloader on Ghost Town? This is not Like, even on Ruinberg, I don't like it that much, but it makes a lot more sense.
So this is just silly.
Yeah. And I think, like, when you get two teams together like this, like, let me be really real for a second. Horsemen is, like, actually counter-trolling them to a certain extent. Like, they're purposely not going out and hunting them down.
No, they don't have to engage. They're on the
they're
defense.
on the defense, and they're massively ahead. And we're watching Karen Tiger's tanks go to, like, out-of-bounds area on the outside of the map, and Horsemen are like, okay, I guess we win. Colin's in a really good spot here. Shinoza's about to get blasted.
Oh, he is. Shinoza takes a shot and misses. Now Colin absolutely knows where
Colin's
that came
like,
from.
I'm not even going to move. I don't even care.
Yep, 3 minutes and 19 seconds left on the game clock.
If-
All they have to do is sit there.
Even if, like, all of the autoloaders went and focused on Colin right now, he would die, but he would kill one or two of them, and then, like, the rest of the tanks on the 215Bs would just go clean up house, and it would be over.
But yeah, I think they'll just sit there and run the clock out.
I think this is going to be a win by timeout for the Horsemen.
I agree, and we're gonna have to sit here and talk for 3 minutes.
Yeah. Well, I'd
right.
like to say one more time, this is not a good strat.
I cannot disagree.
Yeah, I just like want to put that out there.
I mean, the first time we saw it, we thought it was ridiculous.
First time I saw it, I was like, I mean, I can...
It's novel, but guys...
It's novel. That's well said. Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, I mean, maybe they have this crazy plan. They do it on Ruinberg, 1 out of like 100 games, but it does not make sense here. It does not make sense.
It doesn't even look like Karen Tiger are on the hunt either. Like, they're just going to sit here and wait for it to... Oh.
Like, is there some sort of bad blood between these teams that I don't know about or something?
Sure.
Like, this is pretty weird, to put it lightly. Like, neither team is doing anything. Like, Aki is taking a shot. Okay, Aki went into someone's line of sight for a second. They didn't kill him, unfortunately. Fortunately for Aki, I suppose, depending on which perspective.
All right, Shinoza's going to go chase down Faluso, see if he can use his final rounds. Misses the first one.
None and Faluso could actually just turn on him and kill him, too.
Yep, Shinoza doesn't even bother with the next two. But
he's lined up with Polly, but there's no way they can get a clear shot.
there we go. None takes a bit of damage. I think Polly gets on that.
You guys got a minute and a half, Karen Tiger. What you gonna do? I'll lose in 90 seconds. I think that's what you're gonna do.
That's probably what they're going to do, or they're just going to blow up.
They could suicide potentially.
They could.
That's also a viable way for this game to end.
Shinoza is now on reload again. Polly is finally
They
dead.
found him. Horsemen have had enough. It looks like they're actually gonna maybe even move into finish the job. Obelisk.
They had to find Obelisk though. That's
I don't think they
basically
can actually win by elimination because Obelisk is so far away.
Yep.
Down goes Aki.
Shinoza is next. He's on the outskirts, just waiting to get full rounds again.
And it's a high chance Shinoza dies, but I don't think they can kill Shinoza and Obelisk before this time runs out.
I'm pretty sure that we're just going to wait for game time to run out.
And
at this point, Colin's like, guys, I'm going to go to the bathroom. He just like leaves for
Colin's
a second.
like, yeah. Colin's like, I'm really not moving, guys. I said so earlier, but I'm like really not going anywhere.
Here we go. Shinoza is going to
Now
be
let's
eliminated.
see if Faluso actually kills him. Okay.
Yes, he does. And Obelisk, last one left. Obelisk's like, all right, well, I guess I should either show my face, but it doesn't really matter. 16 seconds, and the game is over. Horsemen will go ahead and win this one.
Are you ready, Susie? Ready? 10, 9, 8, 7,
oh, gosh.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Happy New Year!
Horsemen.
Happy Horsemen!
Horsemen win their third game.
Okay, I think next game, Karen Tiger really just need to give up on this bad chat comp. I just don't get it. Why are they doing this?
It doesn't make sense, Susie. All right, so let's see if Karen Tigers are gonna do any more team switches, because they previously had brought Dekamori. Yeah.
Tepco. Well, they keep swapping them out back and forth.
No, keep in mind, if they lose another game, they cannot get 3 points. They need every point they can get, and honestly, in my opinion, like every win they can get. But if they try this again, I think this is a mistake. And if they try this again, I have to think like,
They're just throwing.
Yeah, like I have to like rethink my opinion, because earlier, the first time I did it, I was like, maybe they think this is viable. Then I watched last game, I'm like, they're trolling. If they do it again, I'm like, are they really trolling? Because this is like really important.
I honestly feel like they're in a way disrespecting their opponents by doing this, because.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. Like, I have to agree. I think it's I don't know. Like, to put this in like other terms, like in like a MOBA, if you picked like troll heroes, or like in StarCraft, if you did like pulled all your like workers and attacked them, it's like, well, this isn't funny. Like,
it's not, and actually, in other leagues, if you are actually purposely doing that, you will get fined for it, because it's the integrity of the league, and the teams are not just taking the entire tournament seriously, and that's just not fair for those who are involved.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, there's no 100% evidence or anything like that they're trolling, but like in our estimation at this point in time, it starts to seem that way. But I will tell you guys right now, they are in fact locking in the same tanks in the lobby as they did in the previous game. With currently Obelisk is on the SPG. They had a few bat shots, but Pitsit and Poly both left. And then they had two 50Bs as well as the Czech tank. But I see an IS-4 in the lobby. That's a good sign.
Okay. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how they decide to play this one out. But if this goes to tiebreaker, then
if it goes to tiebreaker, like, only person who loses is Karen Tiger.
It really is.
They'll get their just rewards, like, or just desserts, or whatever the term is.
I'm very surprised at this. No, it looks like we're going to have 215Bs as well. So at least it's a little more of a standard.
Okay, I think maybe they accidentally, like, had the same tanks highlighted from last game, because they're all switching them out now. Thank God. Okay. I was like pretty worried about them there for a minute. Yeah,
not sure why I really don't know the Batshot ordeal. I wish I could contact them and ask them.
Yeah.
Because.
Well, I have this feeling that like someone out there is watching this who is like, if in fact it's like a really smart choice and we're totally off base, I'm pretty sure someone will reach out to us and say, hey guys, actually this is legit. But for me, looking at this right now, I'm thinking this is not legit.
It doesn't seem.
And by legit, I mean like, this is not a strategy that like they have practiced with a lot of success. They're like, wouldn't it be fun if we did this thing?
Well, no, it is not fun, guys, because you get blown up very fast, and that's my non-analytical opinion. But just as an as someone watching the game, yeah, not so much fun. Anyway, we are ready to get on to Ghost Town now, so let's hurry up and get the game started. All right, guys, here we are, set number 8, Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. Karen Tiger with 4 wins. They're still on match point. Horsemen slowly getting 1 win per map. And let's look at the tanks.
All right, so everyone is wondering, what is Karen Tiger rolling? They got 2 IS-4s, two 215Bs, so 2 215Bs as well, 2 Batshats, which I think is actually pretty good, and Obelisk is again on the SPG. Now they can use their heavy tanks to bully the opponent's tanks, the Horsemen tanks, into Obelisk's line of sight. Now the Horsemen are running a 215B E100 lineup with just 1 Batchat and the Object 416, which is very good for going to the northern capture point. That's why they're headed that way. It's the pancake tank, the frying pan tank, the skillet tank that has a very low...
Skillet tank.
It's got a very low body, very low hull.
All right, well, here we go.
Well, already pretty good trades for Horsemen.
Yeah, I was going to say, pretty good trades for Horsemen.
It's harder for them to continue to push here now. They got some good shots up on Poly, but now, they took some damage on Spencer, and they can't really just walk through here and push their way through. So, that's just something to keep in mind. Now, the push out here
here
is
we go.
pretty
Yeah,
risky.
they're going to push right through and see what they can do. Poly wow, Poly getting really blown up.
I'm not even sure what happened.
I don't either.
Oh, he was exposed and they shot him across like catty corner.
Gotcha.
Tapco taking a lot of damage. Does hit Spencer. They're going to have their Batshot battle.
I decided I really hate Batshot on Karen Tiger. Like, I really hate it. I think it's awful, and they are, I don't know why they like it so much.
Well, guess what, Susie? If things continue this way, we're going to a tiebreaker.
It looks like it right now. It looks like Karen Tiger just gave up on this game.
They really did in this game like make a few mistakes. They were also very late on firing, and Polly was not protected. While Polly was taking damage, they should have been firing, but like they hesitated. Pretty strange stuff. Horseman is going to crush this, and we are going to the tiebreaker. And this has been my weirdest World of Tanks cast of all time.
I think so. Like, they were so dominant in the first 2 games, then they just decided to go all Batshats. I mean, I understand a Batshot would be good to like counter a TVP, right? But that's about it. Why would you go all Batchat?
And they weren't running that many TVPs. In fact, this game they're not running any at all. But they find Obelisk early, which means that this game is going to end a lot faster than the previous one.
That's
can actually
even
just ram. It's like trying to push him out of bounds.
He hit him for 10.
Goodbye.
There we go. Archon's just going to finish it off. Horsemen take that win. It is tied now 4-4, and we're going to go into a tiebreaker. I really just don't get this. I really don't.
Well, Susie, Karen Tiger can no longer get 3 points.
Yep.
That is removed, so that's pretty huge. Just looking at the rankings, like I said, they're at 13 points.
Yep.
Above them is B Gaming at 15 and Horseman at 18. If Horseman wins, first of all, that would be insane. No matter what, Horseman's going to get at least 1 point from this because they have secured the tiebreaker spot, so that's going to help them in this match that was very tough for them. So.
I kind of want Horsemen to win. I'm like angry at Karen Tiger now.
Karen Tiger is on this map. Cliff, we'll have to take a look at what tanks they're running, but I would expect we'll probably see Object 140s and probably more STBs for Karen Tiger than what we see from Horsemen. The question is, will we see the new Tier 9 autoloader check tank? Because I think that would be really good on this map, personally. Will we see Obelisk on the SPG? Because we've seen him on this map do it once before.
Will we see 50 gajillion Batshats?
No. This is for the win. This is important.
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and show you a small video of Cliff. This is our tiebreaker map. This is usually the tiebreaker map. This is what we see all the time.
So Cliff is a map that is usually decided by battles that take place in the center of the map as both teams rush to that location and try to set up defenses on top of the ridges of the cliff itself. That's why it's called Cliff. We like to call that area of the map the arena because it's where usually all the fights occur and they end up being brawl-esque. Very slow, longer brawls because we're dealing with usually medium tanks. But after that fight ends, usually the team that wins it has a few the losing team has a few scraggly tanks that get hunted down in the game ends. So usually the game is decided by a big fight in the middle. However, recently we have seen some teams push to the west and go up that northwestern route and try to go to the base capture on the attacking side. One time we saw it fail super hard, and the other time it worked and the team won.
Yeah,
so
we did see that.
We've only seen it twice, so it's not like we don't have a lot of information on this strategy yet.
Yeah, I kind of like this map quite a bit. Again, now that we're starting to see more strategies than just that brawl in that middle section, and yeah, we're gonna have to see how they do this. I am genuinely worried that we're gonna see some crazy strategy from Karen Tiger.
I think it's okay to run a bat shot on this map. I think it's okay to run 2. Anything more than that is out of. It's right out, Susie. Like no, just like it's not allowed.
Yeah, I just don't get it.
Like War Games have to write a rule in where you can only have like 3 bat shots because 3 could make sense like 1 out of 100 games, but anything more than 3 and you're looking at a Karen Tiger game. That much we know for sure. We don't know anything else besides that.
And we've seen that really isn't successful. So, yeah.
Not a big fan myself. In fact, I'd say I'm kind of an anti-fan.
I would say that too. I'm an anti-fan. I would be actually very against a full bat shot.
Like, to be honest, Susie, after today, Karen Tiger is scarred for me. I will say that, whenever when the team roster comes up, we're talking about teams, I'll be like, yeah, Karen Tiger, that team was really good last season, and infamously sometimes goes all bat shots and loses. That is it's a huge scar across the face of Karen Tiger.
I know.
Forever.
No, I feel you on that. I'm so angry that they would do something like that. That's the 3rd time that they've run something like that. And I understand Karen Tigers like autoloaders. They do. And they're good at them.
Shinoza's really good.
But that doesn't mean you should run all of them. I don't know. It's like the same thing, when you're having you know, when you pick like, your favorite foods, you should have like a little bit of everything kind of thing, or like, or you know, even if you have 3 different things, like maybe bigger portions of 3 different things, but you don't sit there and have like just a bowl of mashed potatoes for dinner.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I feel like the autoloader is kind of like, it's kind of like pizza, okay?
Yeah.
Like you love pizza, but if you eat pizza, like there's 7 days in a week, right? If you eat pizza 2 days in a week, it's like, it's okay, you know, that's fine. But you eat pizza 6 days of the week, and on the 7th day, you have like an SPG, you eat like ice cream all day. It's like, well, that's just not healthy, okay? That's not going to be the way to play.
And then like the $13.90 would be like the pasta bowl. You're like, dude, where are your veggies? Where's a balanced
Where's
diet?
Where's your 215 Bs? Your green beans?
Diet. Yes, your green beans. Your 215 green beans.
Yeah.
I mean, having a balanced tank lineup is always good.
Yeah.
That's the lesson for today.
Like, where's the protein? Like, you know, like the IS4s, I7s.
All right, so we
it
are
looks like
waiting.
there's actually like it's taking a bit longer for Horsemen to say that they're confirmed.
They're ready now. They've confirmed.
Okay, I see it.
And
Karen Tiger's ready as well.
yes, so we are going into. I mean, it is tiebreaker, and Horsemen obviously realize this is their chance to go ahead and get those 2 points, which would be huge for them. That really solidifies their 3rd place spot. So, all right, guys, it looks like we are headed into Cliff. This is game number 9. All right, guys, tiebreaker time. Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. And the score is tied 4-4. And
speaking of 4s,
oh my gosh,
4 bat shots for Karen Tigers. Now, in Asian culture, 4 is also like the same character for death, and it can be actually a very unlucky symbol. In fact, a lot of elevators in Asia have an F instead of a 4 number on it because of that. We have score is 4-4. Susie, 4 bat shots, that unlucky number. They're also bringing 2 other autoloaders, the 50-51s, and Obelisk is on the SPG. Now, on this map, again, I don't think it's like a good strategy, but I can argue for it more than Ghost Town.
Yeah. This one I could see how bat shots would be beneficial.
Yeah.
Maybe not 4 of them, but okay, fine. Like you said,
2 is fine.
Right.
Like Horsemen have 2, and I think it makes a lot of sense. But it's weird to see Karen Tiger not running any STBs either. Speaking of which, they are going to pick one off instantly. This is how the bat shot works. This is how this bat shot lineup works. If you catch a tank and everyone can focus him, they die instantly, even if it's an STB.
That was well done, but Huami is going to pay for it. He's on the TVP and is going to get cut down pretty low.
If someone asks me, like, is it worth it to burst down a whole tank and then lose one of your autoloaders, like in this case, I'd be like, no. I thought Huami was on the bat shot, but actually he's on the check tank. So this is actually still a big win for Karen Tiger. But this is absolutely a very close game still. It's just a small advantage to Karen Tigers.
All right, Madame heading up to the lighthouse area. Gorilla is on the bottom end of it. Remember, bat shots and TVPs, they're pretty good counters for each other. But there's Obelisk.
Picture in picture. Let's see if he can hit anybody. I really like the idea of using the SPG on this map, but not with this tank lineup. I feel like if you have a more standard lineup, you can force tanks to be stationary and hide in locations, then Obelisk gets vision and actually blows them up. Unfortunately, I don't think, because of what Horseman is forced into a situation where they're constantly moving and they're all spread out, so that's when that SPG is weak, is when they'll have these stationary targets to hit.
All right, well, everything is at a standstill because obviously they can't brawl. All of the tanks need to make sure they are at full rounds before they could really do much damage. Maybe this is the time Karen Tiger shows us how to use a full autoloader lineup.
We saw it briefly there when none died. That's like what happens when you get like 6 tanks that are all able to blow somebody up at once, but can you do that multiple times?
Was it luck or was it actual? You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, was it luck or was it none's mistake?
Right, and we've seen this, obviously we've seen this lineup several times now, and that's the first time we actually saw it actually do something good.
Yeah, and I think it was also partially none's mistake.
Yeah.
Being out alone like that versus this lineup is asking for suicidal.
All right, Karen Tiger.
these Batshats are fast. That's something else about them that makes them better on bigger maps and not like Ghost Towns, because their speed advantage can be utilized in big pushes like this.
Okay, so they're going to just go around the cliff side on the right hand and see what they can do. Dark DH Master is waiting for them, but Karen Tiger, it looks like they want to try to possibly get into base capture, but I don't think they're going to be able to. It's fully covered.
This is going to be a big firefight, Susie.
I know it is.
Obelisk nearly hits Dark DH Master, as you can see just behind him there.
Yep, Dark DH Master's going to do the first
He's looking
one.
the wrong way.
All right.
He's looking the wrong way, and this is how this lineup works.
But they're missing a lot.
And they're going to be, a lot of them are going to be on reload after this, which means that Horsemen need to capitalize on this moment. Oh my god, this did not go well for Karen Tiger at all.
This did not go well at all. How many rounds did they have to waste to kill him? Every single one of them are on reload now.
Gorilla does get killed though, and I think that actually might be too much. They're all on reload, but Horsemen are not capitalizing on this. They're not nearby enough, and they don't have enough tanks, so they can't actually punish. So I think Karen Tigers actually wins this. It's 7 tanks versus basically 3 now, with Colin nearly dead.
Yep, but...
So this is how this lineup works. This is like the lineup where you can go, oh yeah, okay, I kind of get it. Yeah, it makes sense. But
like we said,
still,
this is a better map for it.
Yeah. And I think Horsemen definitely made some mistakes with how they had their tanks positioned. Also, unlucky was Dark DH Master was looking the wrong way when they came around the side. And not a lot of teams push like this on this map either, so it was kind of out of the ordinary. Well, I think it's now just the hunt. These autoloaders are going to go slaughter the rest of the Horsemen.
Unless they are out of rounds, and then they're just sitting duck tanks. Spencer goes down. Yep.
Colin will be the next.
Ooh, and Peluso.
Archon is going to go down, so... Hey, you know, I guess if it works, so I can't criticize it, but I thought this was not the way I would have gone about this.
I'm still criticizing it, Wolf. I am still criticizing it. Horsemen have 1 member left. It's Archon, and he's on a bat chat also. This is just like a bat chat place.
Today will be remembered, Susie, as the day Karen Tiger went full bat chat.
They went full bat chat.
Never go full bat chat, but they went full bat chat, okay?
That is it. Today, what's today's date?
January 14th,
guys.
The day of the bat chats.
Oh my gosh. I can't even. It
was a bit crazy. I'm like, a bit of a loss for words, especially because they ended up winning with it there at the end.
All right. Well, congratulations to Karen Tigers for getting 2 points. They could have gotten the 3, but for getting 2 points.
2.
Yep.
And that will put them at 5-5, and they will be tied, in fact, with B Gaming at 15 points.
Yep. And looks like Horsemen still at least come out with a point, so good for them. We actually just got notice that match 3 is not going to happen.
Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate.
Gaming will get the 3 points because PvP Super Friends decided that they don't want to play, or they just didn't show up on time.
Yeah,
so we're gonna get the disqualification for them.
They had like I think 4 players show, but the rest I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened
Hopefully
either.
they're all okay.
Yeah. So EL Gaming just gets a easy 3 points from PvP Super Friends without even playing.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't get to see Batman and potentially more bat chats tonight, Susie, because I feel like that's the way the night would have gone.
Oh God. Okay, I'm actually really glad then that this happened. No, but I was looking forward to watching EL Gaming, as I always am, because they're just a great team to watch.
It's kind of messed up for me to say this, but sometimes I like really love watching EL versus the weaker teams too, because I'm just like, oh my God, I get kind of excited. I'm like, it's like when you watch like the Discovery Channel, or whatever, it was like you watch like the gazelle get eaten by the lion. I'm like, ooh, he's chasing him, like.
Awful. All right, guys, so that is going to be match 3, EL Gaming versus PvP Super Friends. Super Friends with the disqualification, and EL Gaming with +3. So let's go ahead and wrap up today's results. First matchup was Super Noobs versus Team Efficiency. Super Noobs winning that 5-0. Then match 2, Karen Tiger versus Horsemen. A very interesting matchup there. It was the night of the bat chats,
yes.
And Karen Tiger win that in a tiebreaker 5-4. And then match 3, EL Gaming will go home with 3 points without even showing up because Super Friends didn't show up, and they get the DQ. Yeah.
So this will
sad
face indeed, but this will put EL for EL fans out there much closer to
The Super Noobs.
The Super Noobs, so they could actually still theoretically pass them. In fact, with just one more win, they're only 1 point behind currently.
Also, with this loss, then I believe
Super Friends is in a less good position than they were before.
a less good one.
Just to put it like nicely.
Something like that. If we could take a look at the rankings, that would be great.
And you guys can see the updated scores.
Right, here are the updated scores. So Super Noobs today with their win, 31 points. And EL with their 3-point win again, 27 points. Horsemen.
Oh, that's right. Super Noobs won too. That's right. I thought EL was actually catch up, but no, yeah.
No, Super Noobs won that first game, remember?
Yeah. That's right. They were both scheduled to play today. It's just the EL didn't actually get to show their games.
Yeah. So, okay, Horsemen in third place. Carrying Tiger now finally tied with B Gaming. They're both at 15 points, 5-5 each. And the Super Friends, with that loss, they stay at 7 points.
Yeah, I mean, if they play against EL, it would have been tough to win. But if they happen to, if it was like a miracle, I mean, I'd say better try than not try to secure your spot in Gold League for next season.
And
Gold
how
Series.
Great. Like, and still, no matter what, you play against EL, you learn something from it, you know? Like, it's definitely good practice, if anything, even if you don't have the confidence to go into the game. So, yeah, these are the rankings so far, guys. This is week 8. Actually, we're in week 8 already, day number 2. And after this weekend, we have another matchup for you for Monday. Monday, we will see B Gaming versus Team Efficiency.
Okay, that should be fun.
Yeah, and then Immortals versus Karen Tigers.
Should be some bad shots.
Oh, God. PvP Super Friends versus EL Gaming. Maybe they'll show up this time around.
Oh, yeah, it's their second, I guess it's their second round robin match versus EL.
I guess so. But we could possibly have that game, the game that we got gypped out of tonight. Maybe we'll see that on Monday.
That would make me happy.
That would be January 18th, guys, at 8 o'clock. That's UTC +8 or 9 p.m. Korea Standard Time. That's where we are. We are living in South Korea, so we are broadcasting from Seoul to you guys. But that is all down on Monday. And so we'll have to wait and see how this goes. And, oh, God, I really hope we don't see any more bad shots.
Gonna be tough, Susie, to tell what's gonna happen next week, but it was a bit traumatizing today. Yeah.
I need to like go home and stare at the ceiling and kind of figure out what happened. All right, guys. Hopefully you have a great weekend. We will see you again on Monday. Have a good night.